And so, like, it took me a while playing with that to, like, figure it. I mean, it seems simple right now. Like, and, like, you're an audio guy, and, like, this, honestly, is probably more suited for you. I'm just learning, like you're, like, just being forced to learn all of those, like, just in real time. Like, I feel like if this was switched and this thing was at your house, we'd be echelons ahead, bro. But my dumbass has to do it. And, like, I'm just, like, struggling, crying by myself, trying to fucking figure it out. But yeah, so I just, with playing around with it and Googling and, like, dude, like, YouTube is, like, we talk about this on another
YouTube
podcast.
University, bro.
YouTube is, like, the new Google. Like, you can get further, like, by, like...
Dude, Google's useless now.
It is.
It's fucking useless.
Yeah. I mean, like, just being able to Google something and, like, and also getting the answer, like, immediately is, like, there's far less of a chance of that actually happening than if you had just put it into YouTube first. Like... I don't know if it's the algorithm or what.
Well,
I mean,
Google's algorithm used to be based on the number of, like, links to that page. So, like, if you search for something and, like, a bunch of people link to this one page that was related to what you searched for, that would be the top result. Then they put ads at the top. And God knows what else they've done now. Because, like, the first 5 results are ads, which sucks. But, okay, let me get past that. Now the results past that are also hot garbage. So I don't know what they changed, but they fucked it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So, but like, to that point, like, I don't really Google anything unless I, like, need to go somewhere. Like, if I need to, like, Google it and then go, then I'm like, okay. But, like, other than that, if I have a question about something, generally speaking, I just go to, and I guess maybe it's because of, like, more of the things that I need answers to. Like, I also need, like, real instruction, you know, and, like, a YouTube video gives that to you, you know. Instructional
with visual aid.
Yeah, instructional YouTube videos are
actually that
kind of the shit.
That engine picture I sent you yesterday.
Yes.
Getting that thing.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube. Because the instructions on that Ford gives you are fucking useless.
Yeah.
Put the keyway for the crank, which you can't see when the gears are on, by the way, at 11 o'clock. The right-hand cylinder head should be at 12:30 and 1:30. There's no reference marks.
Yeah.
They just put it at 12:30 or whatever, and the left head's like 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Again, there's no reference marks on the engine.
Yeah.
So can you get 11 o'clock on a tilted head within one-tooth tolerance? Because I don't think I can.
Yeah. Well, what did YouTube bring you?
A video. But like showed... Oh, it was just, like, poorly explained, but the other thing that was our saving grace is the factory marks on the chain lined up with the marks on the timing gears.
Yeah.
So we just went straight off of that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you just orient the chain on...
Yeah, there's a mark here and a mark here that matches up on the cam, and there's a mark here that matches up on the crank, and that's in time.
Yeah. Like, that's all they had to say.
Well, if you get an aftermarket chain, they don't always have those marks.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you do then?
Yeah.
Now you're like, okay, is that 12 o'clock or is that 12:05?
Yeah.
That's one tooth. Is this in time?
Well, see, and, like, that's what the beauty of, like, forums were, where, like, I feel like back in the day, somebody could be like, hey, look, if you count the chain links, like, starting at any point, like, if you start here and, like, you mark this as the starting point, count 47 chain links to this mark, and they'd have a picture. You know, like forums are dead is what I'm saying.
Or, hear me out,
yeah,
they do what car manufacturers have been doing for years and just have a reference mark on the engine.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like Honda does it with their timing gears. If they're facing each other, you're
good
in time.
to go. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. I'm just saying. Like,
for anyone wondering, it's a Ford 2.7 EcoBoost in an F-150. Garbage fucking engine.
Yeah. I know. We should have prefaced that. My bad. But, yeah. So, EcoBoost. But I wonder, like, how those, like, what do you think those decisions or lack of decisions get made on that kind of stuff?
It's a bean counting and manufacture ability.
Just
if you have this thing on a jig and you just pop the chains on in sequence and then you put it together and you send it out, cool. Because, you know, they don't have to, like, spin the engine over and check, and now your timing marks are all misaligned and blah, blah, blah. They just slap the chain on there, like, line it up, and they got jigs that hold everything in exactly the right orientation. Send it.
Yeah.
So it's for ease of manufacturing, not ease of serviceability. They don't design shit for serviceability anymore. That's why old shit's all held together with screws and not clips and rivets.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if it's more of something that like they just don't care to do, or if it's something that like they just didn't think of.
A term
doing.
I've been hearing of lately is the mass enshittification of everything, where everything just gets shittier because everyone wants to make the line go up, for stock value and value for shareholders and all that. And you start that off, you start with making something that's complicated but gets the job done. Okay, cool. How do we make this with a bigger profit margin? Because if it's too expensive, no one's going to buy it. We simplify it. Cool, we did that. All right, now the line has gone up a bit more and we're plateauing again. What do we do next? Let's automate the build process. Remove the people. People are expensive. Machines you pay for once. Okay, line goes up again. Okay, cool. We're at this point now. Now how do we make the line go up again? Make it cheaper. Make it cheaper. Charge the same amount of money. Okay, line goes up, and once you get to a point of refinement, and you simplify something as much as you can and have it still do its job, all you can do is make it shittier.
Yeah. Yeah. So just a natural progression.
Yeah.
Just into money making, like you said, like just bean counters, just kind of ruining everything.
As they always do. I know as former mechanics, we give a lot of shit to engineers, and they still deserve a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's also the accountants.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
Fun.
Yeah. Forward. What else? What else? I mean, on that topic, because this is something that you literally just worked on. Any other like cool shit that you've been diving your hands into?
Well, you mean like just
working on stuff?
Well, let's see. Wes has that Monte Carlo as well. That customer brought in, had a 305, wanted a 350, and the guy builds engines supposedly. So he had the engine all put together. We just have to put it in and make it run, and then he'll handle all the small details, which is great because I didn't take that car apart, so I don't know how it goes back together. I can just make sure gas gets into the carburetor and it goes vroom when you power it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got that going on. But we're waiting on a starter. We got the whole thing put together, got the wiring done up enough.
What year Monte Carlo?
I don't know the exact year, but it's one with the really, really long hood and the stacked headlights. It's like 70s.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's also kind of
pull up some Monte Carlos. And then
I'm going to... Oh, you know what? I think it's the same one that was in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, that body style.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So that's like, what, 1976, something like that?
Sure, let's try it.
Might be a little too late, actually. Oh, nope, yeah, there she is.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's not exactly the one that was
in...
No,
that one was a little earlier, but I think it's this one with the stacked
But yeah, the one that was
headlights.
in Tokyo Drift, that one was like
74?
the perfect year for like when the car was like still...
74. It had the round headlight.
Nah, it's definitely not it.
That was it. It was just...
Nah, keep looking. That's not it, dude.
It might not be 74.
Look up.
Fast and Furious
there
Monte
we go.
Carlo.
Yeah. Oh, we passed it. It's in there.
What year?
Yeah,
71.
See,
There
71.
it is. Yeah, I do like the
71.
71s.
But like, dude, that has like the body style of like Camaros and like not in the
a little
sense,
longer,
yeah,
little
not.
bigger,
I was
but
gonna
the
say
same
not in the
design
sense of like
language.
not in the sense of like the physical size. It's still gigantic. It's a big it's a big vehicle, but it shares those like same body lines and like the similar styling of it being more like street, and less comfort. But damn, what
it got a little
beautiful
bougie
car.
after that.
Yeah, they had some like rag tops and stuff.
The Landau top.
Yeah.
Old cars are so much
Hell
better.
yeah, dude,
Always
they
have
were
been.
so sick. What a beautiful car. Yeah, there it is again.
Yep.
What's that Instagram page for the guy that's building the LS engine in his Honda Accord?
Well, he was building it in his dorm, then got kicked out
Yeah.
because of that. I forget what it's called, but I know exactly which one
Dorm
you're talking
room
about.
something. I thought I just sent it to you.
I want one of these so bad. And I
Try
don't
to
know
bring it
why.
up on YouTube. I just want to like just kind of be thinking about it. But yeah, dude, how sick is that? Like, I mean, I'm more wondering about like what the timeline was, because I think this might have been like 6 months that this guy like started building it in his dorm and then got kicked out of his dorm and then had to just retire it to like removing his back seats of his what's like, an 80 something Accord,
Yeah.
like a hatchback Accord or something.
Yeah, this kid.
Yeah.
Here's what he did when he got kicked out. Yeah, he's building it in the back of his Honda Accord.
Yeah,
He like pulled all the seats out.
Dorm room mechanic.
Dorm room mechanic, yeah. A Vortec 5300. Good old
so
5.3.
sick. Well, you saw the video. He just got it fired up.
Mm-hmm.
I think good to go.
I think, something's wrong with the fuel injector's not pulsing, and then next thing you know, in the back of his fucking Accord.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so sick, man. I think that's one of my next goals too. Like, obviously, I want to get to the track, but I think one of my goals is I just want to build an engine.
Yeah, bro did it in a dorm room with he bought the engine for $600. What's your excuse?
Yeah, exactly. And it could because it could be one of those things. Like, I think that what I pick, I'd like to make sure that it was purpose built in a way that I would have something for it to go into and I could enjoy it with. But yeah, dude, I think it would just be cool to build an engine and then put it in something.
He had to send that block somewhere to get clean. That looks way better than it did coming out of the back of his truck.
Yeah. Well, and so but I did just watch a video where he was trying to clean the intake manifold and found a puddle under the ground and dunked the intake manifold into this puddle. He was splashing water into it, just getting the inside and the outside of it just a little bit more clean. But yeah, you're right. That is a polished block. That is I
don't know what he did because I've seen engines come out of a machine shop hot tank.
A hot
still
tank.
dirtier
That's what I'm thinking about.
than
Hot
that.
tank. Yeah, hot
still
tank.
dirtier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it looks a little crusty there, but this is in the back of the car.
It looks like maybe just some paint failure. Or
this looks like it's in the back of the car now.
Yeah.
Timing.
Either way, dude, this is so sick. So shout out
this
to
guy.
Dorm Room Mechanic. That's
Love
just
that.
so
The other
sick.
Instagram page that I've been keeping tabs on is Project 4Banger.
Oh yeah, dude, pull that up. Go to
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
fucking
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven shots.
Well,
That's what I literally cannot wait to have a car. Just as soon as I'm done.
There's a 7-Eleven right where I live, and I have a car to park in front of 7-Eleven. I don't know why I haven't done it yet.
Dude, do that. I know. And I just want to go around to 7-Eleven and just get that
tag them
7-Eleven
in there and
pic.
get featured on their Instagram page because their Instagram
I'd love
page
to.
is a car page. It is not a 7-Eleven page.
Yeah. If you guys did not know. So if you're listening to this and you're interested in cars, go check out 7-Eleven's blue checkmark page, and you will find that it's literally cars and some hot dog water.
Yeah, sparkling hot dog water.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, Project 4Bangers putting a John Deere turbo on the worst 4-cylinder ever made. I think it's an old MG.
Yeah. What's his last video? How far did he get?
Oh, yeah, the turbo, the bearing lunched itself, so he put a new bearing in it. It chewed up the impeller blades, and now it's making more boost than before.
And he's opening his box up with an angle grinder.
He opens it up with something different every time, and it's always wrong.
Yeah. Dude, he's putting a Schrader port with a service.
Oh, that's the oil feed line in oil feed restrictor.
A little NTP fitting.
Yeah, that's normal. That's how they are.
Really?
Yes. The one he bought there was specifically made for you to change out the insert for the restrictor, so you don't blow a shitload of smoke.
I mean, is that the same thing as an NA fitting? Usually, all that stuff's NA fittings. I thought.
AN.
Yeah, sorry. AN fittings.
You wouldn't want a naturally aspirated fitting on your turbocharged car now.
Maybe it's not naturally aspirated. Maybe it's not again. But I thought it was usually you would use those kind of fittings. Are they not the same?
It might just be some kind of flare fitting thing. There it is, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Good old.
But I don't even think it was a flare fitting because he was putting a Schrader port into it.
It wasn't a Schrader. It was literally just a restrictor.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm sorry. I missed that. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what was in this box right here.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. That's a restrictor that goes into that fitting to restrict the amount of oil coming into the turbo.
Yeah.
And this one was specially made with different size inserts, so you don't have to just keep buying different sized ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is actually really useful, because when he was doing that before, I was like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like he got the smallest one he could and was just gradually like sizing it up with a drill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is another great page to follow.
Yeah, dude, it's so sick.
Oh, he's almost there.
Yeah.
Let's help him out.
Let's help him out, dude. I love it, dude. I love following pages. And like that's been my biggest thing too with like social media. It's not that like I didn't like following pages before, but like gonna be honest, like I would also like just see things on my feed and be like, I like that, and I'd laugh at it
and then keep going.
And then I would just
I'm
scroll.
so bad for that.
Yeah, so like I think it took, like having a page and like caring about it, even in the slightest, and that was like this does actually mean something to that person who like created something. And then also like when you start creating things and like kind of creating like a likable thing, even if it's like for us, it's just reels. I could do all this work to like create a reel and take all this time and take all these clips. Like when I see other people do it, I'm like, I gotta like that, because like I can see
reward the effort.
I can see that they put time into it, and
Yeah,
I
I'm
appreciate that.
So bad at
Yeah.
liking things. Like you'll send me something,
happens.
I'll like it in our chat, and I won't like it
Like
on
on
the
actual
post.
video.
I'm just like, oh, damn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, the chat's more important. We gotta keep us homies.
Yeah, like
happy.
how you see people that you follow
Yeah.
when they've liked stuff, if you like come across the same reel or whatever video post that they've liked,
Yeah.
it says like, so and so liked this.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen my name?
Actually, never. I don't
Exactly.
think.
I'm
Yeah.
so bad at liking
Yeah,
shit.
pretty sure. Honestly, I think there was something that I knew that you and I followed, like something like this page. It might have been this page where I found something.
I don't think I actually follow him. I just keep stumbling across his
okay.
shit.
Then it wasn't this one, but I have seen you on there. But my favorite is like when I find the homies in the comments, and like shout out to Kevin Warsiski, bro. I find him in the comments and like the deepest, darkest posts, and like he's commented like shouting into the void, and I love it. And like I'll just like it, and I'll just be like, good to see you, bro. Like, he was like, hi. Like, I just
Fancy running into you here.
Yeah, there was something else that Aaron Alexander, he was just in a post and like was mentioning something. I think it was there's a white S14, really beautiful car, shaved bay, and they put, I think it was an N54 BMW engine in, and like they had it like taken to car shows, but like there's no like intercooler piping, there's no like
He's got the
radiator
Bluetooth
hose.
Bluetooth charge piping.
Yeah, so like the comments were just going off, and it was like all kinds of things. Like number one, those problems, and then also like the people being like, "Oh, you have a problem," and then you made the problem bigger. Like people were hating on the engine swap. But I forget what he had said in there, but I just had found him in there, and I was like, "Hey, homie." It's just kind of cool to see the homies in the
Checking up on the homies in the chat.
Tap in chat.
But hey, while we're talking about Instagram, I'm gonna bitch now.
Ooh, brother. Ooh.
So, why the hell did they feel the need to update how the chat works? Your phone hasn't updated. We were talking about this before. But they stack the reels now if you send like a bunch in succession, because when do you send memes to the homies? Is when you're taking a shit and you got nothing else to do, so you're just like send.
Yeah,
send,
you're burning.
Send.
You're burning. The algorithm's got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it stacks them all. Before, like if you sent me something, I could just double tap to like it or whatever. Or if I wanted to like say something about it, I could press and hold reply and then be like, "Yo, that was fucking crazy," blah blah blah. Now, if they're in that stack, I can't even reply to individual reels. I think the one you sent me, I forget what it was about, but there was one in a whole like stack that you sent me, and I wanted to reply to that specific one, and I couldn't.
Because in this stack, you have to reply to the stack.
Like, here's a stack. I can't double click to like it, and if I press and hold, I can't reply. I can only react.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to talk to you about any one particular reel that you sent me and it's in that stack, I can't.
Yeah.
And this is change for the sake of change. They've actually removed functionality, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And that's what I use the most on Instagram.
Literally.
Honestly.
Yeah. It is what we use the most, dude. And so I think our workaround that you have found is that, like, to just, like, if you send something and you're hitting the homies with a bunch that are all going to get stacked
Say
up.
something, put a period, something, just
like,
to break it up.
Just when you send something, just be like, just have something to say with it.
Which is stupid.
Which is dumb. It is dumb.
But
like, you just did a period, and that was a good idea. Just being like, you know.
No, yeah, I got that from one of my friends in different, actually in a Discord
Everybody
chat.
started doing that?
Yeah, I kind of asked them, like, hey, anyone else's Instagram doing this dumb shit? And they're like, yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
And my one friend was just like, yeah, I've been putting, like, a period after, like, with every post I send to break it up. And I'm like, that's like a 200 IQ move right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And so also, like, you know, we're not always, like, linked up on time. So, like, just like today, you know, like, we just got, like, all backed up with, like, tons of posts and just sending stuff back and forth, and then they all get stacked up. And for anyone who hasn't seen this yet, it's like when you send a bunch of pictures out of your phone, if you have an iPhone, how they send out now, they send out the same way, where they had, like, they're in, like, a little fan.
Yeah. But you
Like,
can still, like
instead
access
of
individual ones and
yeah, but I mean,
iMessage.
it doesn't, like, really resonate the same, because, like, you're not, like, I've never tried to react to one of those photos. Like, I usually just do it for work. You know, at work, if I'm, like, sending a bunch of photos of, like, what's going on, I'll send it out, you know, to Connor or something, and then I'll send them all out, and then it'll, like, when I look at it, it's in the message, instead of it being, like, a bunch of photos you have to, like, kind of scroll through, there's just, like, a fan of all those photos. You click on them, and that's what Instagram's doing, and we hate it. Yeah. But like you said, mostly because, like, it's like, look, if they wanted to do that,
they've removed functionality. That's the biggest thing.
We're not a fan of it.
I don't know how well that's going to show up, but it stacks like that now.
Yeah. So, like, it's not like we're
annoying.
Yeah, it's not like it's it's not really convenient anyways, but even if, like, we weren't or were fans of it being in, like, that, like, little, like, stacked up fan condensed little section on the screen, at least being able to, like, react to it, like, and just have full function, like you said, that's all they need to fix.
Yeah,
really.
No, this was change for the sake of change. Someone's trying to justify their job.
Ooh, brother. Ooh, but you know, you're so right though. It's those little dumb changes that happen all the time, and for no rhyme or reason, they just change. Like, no one asked for this.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
We liked having our stack.
No, I liked it not stacked.
Well, I mean, oh, that's true. I know we're, like, fucking up the terminology, but I liked having, like, my, like, album to just be like, oh shit, let me just scroll through and I'll find.
And again, you know, I'm not trying to be a curmudgeonly old man who's afraid of change. I don't mind change when it makes things easier, but they've added steps to something that used to be not even like a one-step process.
Yeah.
And then taken away functionality on top of that.
Yeah.
They're going to roll out a Instagram Premium for you to be able to reply to individual reels.
Damn,
but
I can see that.
If they have, like, if your reels come in broken up, like, you know, if you do put, like, a message and keep them from stacking, you can still reply to them. Like, that functionality hasn't changed, so it's still in there. They just decided to hide it under multiple layers and make it difficult.
Yeah.
You know, people working at Instagram, just chill, just fix any of the bugs. I think when I was looking through the reviews to see if anyone else was bitching about it, I did find one or two. But I think your biggest issue is...
How do you find reviews on this? I'm sorry.
Oh. Because I've been thinking about leaving a negative review, which I never fucking do. But, you know, Instagram software engineers, whatever your job title is, stop fucking with shit.
Yeah.
Fix the login issues that everyone's having, supposedly. I haven't run into that, but apparently people, like, are putting in the correct password and still not able to get into their Instagram.
Yeah, and then also fuck that. Like, just make it secure.
That'd be nice.
Stop letting bots in. Stop letting people hack their accounts, losing all their shit. You know,
man, you're talking like this has happened to you before.
It has happened to me. You know what else I realized is that I lost, like, there were so many videos of me driving back in the day. It's like now I've been like, but I know I have them, and I'm like, they're on my old Facebook, and I was okay with it at first because, like, I was cool because, like, that Facebook still existed. Now it doesn't exist. So I get all of my troubles and all of my time and effort to, like, get that account banned. You know,
they're gone.
Now it's gone. I'm like, now I kind of wish the dude just still had my account. I'm like, fuck. I could go to, like, to his account now or her and just go through all my shit. go reminisce at me.
The crazy part is you weren't even, like, You didn't fall for like a phishing scam or anything. They somehow
just TikTok.
Yeah.
I think it was TikTok, bro.
That might have been a coincidence.
Yeah, I fell for TikTok.
But yeah, and all it was you didn't respond quick enough. Like you
Yeah.
got the
10
notification and then they locked you out.
Yeah, 10 minutes, dude. I wish I would have even thought of screenshotting it. Literally, like my heart sank. I was like, just because like it was like a weird, because my thing, it was just Facebook, but I was like, fuck, like podcast count. I'm like, damn, like are they coming for everything?
Yeah.
And luckily, I was still on Instagram. But shout out to Instagram keeping me.
They're
But those things,
owned by the same
get
company.
exactly, and those things get linked. It's all the same shit.
I
I bet you it has to be a little bit different.
I never linked.
Don't you think though? Like, I mean, they buy it, but then like they keep the infrastructure.
I mean, the base coding might still be there. But
So like if like Instagram did a better job like building in the early days as opposed to what Facebook's done.
you want that the other way around?
No, it doesn't.
Because Facebook is what got hacked for you, not Instagram.
That's what I'm saying. So Instagram did a little bit better at the foundation of like building.
Oh, I thought you said if Instagram did better at the
foundation.
foundation.
No. I'm just saying that I think that they did do, because I
don't
always
know nearly enough about programming to comment on any of that.
But I would say that I see less bullshit on Instagram than I do Facebook, as far as like not like hacker, but I see like less I see more issues with like not loading.
Oh, Facebook's
things
functionality.
Yes, not fast enough.
Yeah,
like uploads and
for
stuff.
a while,
like,
my marketplace would just stop working.
Yeah,
if I scrolled too far.
Yeah,
I mean maybe that's the universe telling me I have a problem.
That's
but
you, bro. That's you, dog. That's 2:00 in the morning, eyes bloodshot.
Oh, what was it?
Looking at things
Debra,
you don't have money
please.
for. Debra, please.
You gotta go home.
You have a problem. Win knocked out. Win knocked out of me. Dude, pull that up because I want to give, because we just basically shouted him out. Nah, she did.
Yeah, I don't know what that guy's channel was.
I know, we've sent each other so much stuff. It was, I can remember. I want to shout this dude out because it's so funny. It's
some animation thing. He just
Bennett.
Put
Bennett animation. It'll come up.
Is it Bennett?
Yeah, TT.
Yes,
Joe Bennett animation. Hell yeah, give him the shout out, because I mean all of this stuff is all funny. It's all like small and it's very like niche and kind of like a silly.
It's Adult Swim at 2 a.m.
Yo,
that's the vibe it gives
for sure. Hell yeah, it is. Yeah, that's the best description. But there's a bunch of really funny ones, but the one that has always gotten me is this slot machine one, where this old lady is at a slot machine. There it is, dude. Yeah, this old lady's at a slot machine just digging for quarters. And this little purple dude pops up. Turn it up. All the way up. When digs for another quarter.
And that is me on Facebook Marketplace.
This is Facebook. Adrian, please. We can't load anymore. Yeah. Shout out Joe Bennett animation. It's sick, dude.
Actually, I think that one's like a serious project he did, and it was a short that he uploaded on
like there might be
on
like
YouTube, and I think
video.
HBO picked it up and made like an actual series out of it.
No way.
I think it was HBO, something like that. I've been meaning to dig into that because I remember it was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Dude, there's so much of this though. There's so many people doing like small animation like this, where like again we talk about this all the time. You know, we're beating it with a dead horse, but oh yeah, this is sick. But like dude, imagine like
this
just
is a very
somebody
long video. We're not watching the whole thing.
Yeah, but imagine somebody. This one is cool. I have seen that one because like it's so complex.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that sort of animation is very difficult. You know,
well,
and so
any
imagine,
like traditional
10 years
animation
ago,
is
yeah,
but that's why it's dying. The only people keeping it alive are these little like these smaller creators. Small's a relative term. This guy's probably got countless followers.
But I mean, I guess it's more of like a.
But it's not a studio. Studios don't really do this anymore.
Yeah, and like maybe it's because they don't make money off.
It's labor intensive. CGI is so much cheaper now.
Again,
it's that enshittification of everything.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but I guess like still in that sense, like it will live on with other people who just have a passion for doing it, and then it's also because like we have the ability to do it. Like not you and I, but like just like how we were able to do this podcast today. Like we couldn't do it 10 years ago, and like this guy couldn't have done this 10 years ago.
Yeah, it'd
be
to just significantly more difficult.
Yeah, to be able to just have like it's not like it's like a business. It's not like this. No,
I'm sure this is what he's doing to make his money, but it's not a big time studio.
Yeah. So it's cool to see that like these kind of like independent
people putting the effort in.
Yeah, and just seeing effort, man. I think that's the big thing. What I just touched on with just like making reels is just I just have such a good. I think I always have, but just nowadays I just have a better appreciation for like people creating. Like I definitely didn't before. Like people who were doing YouTube stuff really like didn't see it for what it was, and definitely some of that stuff on YouTube because there's so much is all crap. But
honestly,
like,
I watch YouTube more than cable and like.
Me too. I was
TV.
Honestly, I was just talking to Holly about that. She was trying to watch the I guess it was the Golden Globes or what's the
Grammys, the Oscars.
Grammys. It was the Grammys. Yeah. I think it was the Grammys that was just on because like she wanted to watch Miranda. Huge Miranda fan. Shout out my fiance. But she was like just kind of bummed because like she's like it's not on the Hulu cable that we pay for, but like that's as far as I'll go, just because like only because like it's an easy way to watch, like dumb TV shows that like they're just on all the time. So like Seinfeld, you can just pop it on. I like to have something.
It'll be
on.
somewhere. It'll be on somewhere.
Yeah, and we like to have like a TV show on for the dogs when we leave. So we put on Bluey, put on Paw Patrol, stuff like that. Like Waylon loves Paw Patrol. Don't do that to me. He loved it. Literally this morning he was like watching it. He was like he watches TV, dude.
Have you seen that dog? I think it's like a French bulldog or something. I saw it on Instagram. Who's like got a major crush on Henry Cavill.
Is Henry Paw Patrol? Paw Patrol?
No, not from The Witcher specifically.
The Witcher. What's The Witcher?
The Witcher?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. It was a book, then it was a very successful video game series, and then it was a somewhat successful Netflix series. It was successful for the first like season and a half because Henry Cavill was a huge nerd when it comes to The Witcher and was like, we're sticking to the source material, and then he kind of got like pushed out by the
so successful. I didn't fucking hear about it.
You live under a rock when it comes to the goings-ons of the internet.
I do, dude. I do. This is why we have this podcast. You can culture me in today's society. Pepper me with culture.
Wait, not Henry Cavill. You know who that is, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, The Witcher TV series.
Oh my God, Holly loved this show. You know what's funny? You know how Holly got started watching the show? We started doing the podcast. She had nothing to do. She was like,
"Oh, The Witcher, what's that?"
Oh, I love you, babe. Sorry, but she is funny enough because like she also was like, she had also just was saying that she's like, there's a lot of shows she's like that I would like to watch, but I know that you wouldn't.
Well,
so she's like, I don't really bring them up. So like, yeah. So she just like goes up there, just goes to town. Like there's the show New Girl. Have you seen that? Which like there's a lot of good clips. The New Girl. She's like a.
I might have seen like previews. The
it's
name's
like a
familiar.
sitcom kind of TV show where like it's like three dudes that live in like a gigantic studio apartment and like a Friends-esque thing, but like there's just way more dudes than girls. It's weird, but it's actually really cool.
There you go.
I mean,
Henry Cavill played Superman in the latest Justice League movies.
Who's Superman? I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. No, that's sick.
But yeah, there's a dog that just has like a.
Did I tell you that I rewatched Captain America?
You did. I think
did.
The last
Just
podcast
the perfect little bit of alcohol. Just needed a little bit to like loosen me up, get me open to the idea that like maybe CGI.
Well, you have to remember this is old. Oh yeah, you were complaining about.
That's all that was. Everything else was so good.
Yeah, once you got past that.
Yeah, and like in those obviously spoiler alert, but like when they're all running those laps when they're on the military
On your left.
yeah, on the military base, and they're like, okay, anybody who gets this flag down, gets to get a free ride back in the chow hall, and they're all trying like, all right, that's about enough. They all get on there, and then they're like, come on, and they're like yelling at young Captain America, little stud, Steve Rogers, shout out. And he goes like, just like pull the pin out, and just lets the flag drop, which is like how you would service the flag. And he just like grabs the flag off the pole.
I'll take that ride now.
And then like doesn't say anything at all, and just hops in the back and goes, just like, and they're like, they all look at each other and they're like, fucking take him back. Like that's fucking.
They ripped that scene off of Mulan.
Dude, I was kind of low key thinking that like.
Different strategy, but same thing. The weak, Yeah,
because like she couldn't do it all, bro. I'm rewatching Mulan. Didn't Mulan get canceled? I think it got canceled.
Mulan didn't get canceled. The live car brain. The live action remake flopped.
It flopped.
The live action remake.
Yeah, because I did hear about that. I didn't know it was done. I saw like previews. I thought it was just still
another
baking.
Disney live action bullshit, cash grab.
Bullshit.
Came out a couple of years ago.
Oh, it is out.
It's been out.
Oh, okay. All right.
There you go.
Dude, I don't keep up with everything.
Also, it was like made to pander heavily to China.
Yikes. Very Disney-esque.
That's right up Disney's alley.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Holly and I love the old movie.
Oh yeah, the old movie's great.
Original.
Yeah.
So when that one came out, when it was coming out, it wasn't out yet. But we're actually like excited to watch it. But I had no idea it already came out.
The live action?
Yeah. But I guess you said it's a flop and it sucked, so fuck it.
No, it's not as good as the 2020.
Look, that was a rough year for a lot of us, Adrian.
Yeah.
I wasn't so worried about Mulan. So it sucked?
Kinda.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, it didn't. It was
definitely bad reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the experts give it okay reviews, and then you get to the audience reviews and 2.8 out of 5. Budget $200 million, box office $69.9. That hurts.
Damn, dude. I thought that's more often than not. I think most movies
saw a
fail.
whole video on this kind of thing, like someone breaking down like how this just isn't sustainable.
I'm going for a pee break. So back from the pee break, we were talking about
flopping movies.
Yes, flopping movies.
So yeah, I just saw some video. Some guy was breaking down like the cost of movies. So many movies are coming out that have like well over $100-200 million budgets, and it makes them all these really high risk ventures. Like these movies have to succeed, or we're bankrupting the studio. It used to be back in the day, like, every movie that comes out now is a blockbuster. When they first came up with that term, that was like meant to be like a special thing. Like, this is a high budget movie. It's going to be action packed. It's going to be an icon. It is a blockbuster. But you also had like countless much smaller budget, but equally like well written and made movies. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And now that puts the film industry in this weird place. And you see it happening with video games, too, these AAA. And I think Ubisoft had their one game, Skull and Bones, that came out this year. That they were like, this is the first quadruple A video game. And
is that how video games are rated, with A?
Well, I mean, like a AAA game or a game from a AAA studio would be like a Call of Duty game or, a Fallout game or Skyrim. One of those big name,
okay,
big budget studios.
Yeah.
But that just seems to be an issue that's like pervading every form of media now.
Yeah.
Outside of like, content creators on YouTube, which is where I watch most of my shit now anyway.
Yeah. I know. That's kind of how we also got started before the pee break, was like like we don't watch TV. Like, you know, I do pay for like the cable through Hulu, like just the minimal channels that they have, but like, and it's just good enough because it has some stuff and some sports.
Yeah, chalk that up as another industry. Millennials and now Gen Z are killing.
Just
They're not buying diamonds, because we're all too fucking poor.
Yeah.
Not paying for cable, although we're fucking going full circle.
Yeah.
Streaming packages and options now. Now there's, you know, you paid for it because you could stream whatever you wanted when you wanted, no ads, blah blah blah. Now you're paying for it and there's ads. Isn't that what cable is?
Yeah. Yeah. And there was something else that I think it was whatever she wanted to watch, like VMAs or, you know, the Grammys, whatever it was. It wasn't on Hulu on TV because it was a Prime exclusive. So like now it's like we have to buy the Prime thing. Right? I mean, we don't have to, but if you want to watch it, now you have to buy that. So like now, and like I think you've mentioned this to me before, it's kind of what you were alluding to, is that like we're going to end up, instead of having like a cable company and like having to pay for cable, which is like what everyone wanted to avoid.
You're going to have 20 subscription services.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost the same as cable.
Yeah, HBO and then this and then like Hulu, Prime, and you know, everyone's still paying for Netflix, but it's only like a matter of time until like Netflix has their own TV, don't you think? Netflix is the only one that doesn't have
done
something.
some live streaming shit, which
That's
is
true.
close to,
yeah,
you know,
like
live cable.
Pay-per-view kind of things.
The Mike Tyson fight coming up. I am watching that.
Bro, speaking of that, can you pull up the Instagram? I think
the one that I did I send you something about that today?
I don't know,
I think
but
I did.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you, but I'll send it to the I'll send it over to our chat real quick.
Oh yeah, because you're signed in onto the podcast one here.
Yeah, dude. Like, I love Mike Tyson to death, but bro's out of pocket. Where is it?
Oh no, that's the clip. I sent you something else.
Yeah. Here.
Now keep going through it. Go to the later shit, because I sent you something else about that today, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you did. I'll send that one too. Just pull up that first one. Here, turn it.
What?
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
You want to kiss me? Oh, it's ironic you say that.
You had an erection watching him?
At 16?
At
That's
16?
spicy, bro. You can't be saying that shit.
Yo. And it's not a diss. Like, is this shit talk? Is this shit talk, dude? Bro, Mike Tyson, he's... Ooh.
That was like 5 or 6 punches in like half a second.
Brian Callen.
Tyson forgets the script during the fight. Yeah. If Jake Paul wins, so many people are going to be calling this a rigged fight, and I'm kind of inclined to agree. That could just be wishful thinking on my part. Mike Tyson is 60 years old.
Yeah.
But God, I want him to just knock him
the
the
age gap is huge. You know, experience-wise, I don't know. I mean, I think that Jake's been in more competitive fights more recent.
Like,
recently.
I don't watch boxing, and I definitely have been watching Jake Paul's boxing. But a lot of people, in the comments,
I just think he's
anything,
fresher.
Anything Jake Paul, all the comments are like, yeah, he's getting spoon-fed opponents. Like he's getting easy.
Yeah, and
easy fights.
I think so. Yeah, probably. I mean, like in a sense that we're like, he hasn't had to like climb his way up the chain. It wasn't like, because I would have appreciated that, and I get it like Jake Paul just got to like kind of hop into the ring and have like big money pay-per-view fights because
of who he is,
and the fact of like who's watching him. And that's all it is. Conor McGregor did the same thing. Now, not in the same way. He rose up the ranks and did it the right way. But I think there was a couple fights on his way up when his like popularity was really hitting, where like people were like, "Hey, like he wasn't supposed to get that fight." And I forget, I don't know if it was Jose or it might have been the Jose Aldo fight, but there was one of the fights where like the how it should have gone, you know, as far as like the UFC history of how they've like conducted fights and how they like put different fighters on. Conor definitely looped a couple of those and like went up higher because the people wanted to see him fight. Mm-hmm. So at the time, like they were like, well, look, like, yeah, it should go this way, like in order. He should have to go through all of these things. But
they
what
just
makes
jumped
sense,
up against these opponents.
Yeah, financially, like we know people are gonna be watching.
Yeah,
and we want to make.
But
this
that
fight.
sounds like the opposite of what everyone's claiming Jake Paul has, where he's just getting spoon-fed opponents that he can beat.
Yeah, but I think it's just in the opposite way where, like, I think people want him to win.
They want Jake Paul to win?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Every single person
the people who
I've
are
talked
the
to.
people who are watching, they don't. No, the people who are watching, they don't want him to win. But I think that, you know, if Jake Paul had to start out where everyone else started out, if they were like, hey, look, you're a big-time celebrity, clearly you don't have enough boxing experience to just, like, jump in and like being signed to us, which would be a huge deal right off the rip, and even starting down to the bottom rung and then having to like spend years working your way up through all these other people. Maybe we do like a celebrity boxing match, call it pay-per-view, you make a bunch of money, the other guy makes a bunch of money.
Well,
and
that's what all his fights seem to be, exhibition
that's what they
matches.
are. Exactly. That's all they are. But
they're against people that he
done,
should have no reason to lose against, is what everyone's saying.
As far as the organization goes and like keeping it like in order, you know, keeping it like in a like professional manner, you know, he should have been looked at as like as a candidate for.
Well, no, the problem most people have with Jake Paul isn't even that, like, you know, they don't think that he didn't climb the ranks. It's that like there's people out there, big names. I don't know any of them because I don't follow this shit, but Wes was talking to me about it. But like there's people out there that would be a very perfect matchup that are big names and would draw a big crowd, and he hasn't fought them.
But so imagine Jake Paul, and like, I mean, do you know if these names? Because I don't really know enough about it either. I think neither of us know
Wes
enough.
On here.
Yeah,
he loves
Wes,
UFC,
where you at?
Boxing.
Yeah, we should bring him on, dude.
He said he might show up if when Billy comes on.
Fuck yeah, that'd be sick, dude. Our first little duet. I think just move the mic back and forth, but yeah, dude. But I depending on like whether or not those names are like big, if they're big names. I hate that too, because the problem is that like what I want to see is that like as an organization, like if I was Dana White or whoever does these like boxing organizations, is that like when you find someone, like there's so many people, just normal guys like you and I, who are like clawing their way to the top, trying to like do, you know, like Isaac Kent, shout out to Isaac Kent, who are climbing their way to the top, trying to get signed by smaller organizations who can promote them to fights and the right fights, get them, you know, the right career path, and then building this whole resume to be able to then be a candidate, to be able to be like in the realm of like, hey, maybe UFC would sign me. I'm the material that UFC would sign. Like Jake Paul didn't need to do any of that. Like he was just, you know, he did the training. Everybody's training. There's a million like knockout artists, amazing boxers.
What are you getting at here? That
my point is that Jake Paul didn't do any of those things. He didn't climb through the ranks and didn't do anything. So what I would like to see is that like someone see him as a candidate, and then maybe they overlook the fact that he doesn't have a good resume. He's coming in with no experience, and he just like has trained boxing, and they see him as like okay. Big fan base, but he should go through the same ringer that everyone else had to do, because the day one when you get signed, You don't get to go like fight Conor McGregor. You don't get to fight Habib. You don't get to go fight, Jose Aldo. You don't get to go fight, John Jones. Like, you don't get to fight those people. You don't get to fight the big, headline guys. Out of nowhere, Jake Paul just became a headliner. He just walked in and was like, cool, I'm headlining. Imagine how many other people are dying in that same boxing realm.
Okay, so what does that have to do with him being spoon-fed?
Oh, okay. So I'll get to that too. But that's my point. That's I'm just saying that's what angers me about what he's doing. And now
he's got clout, so he walks in and can do what he wants and fight who he wants, basically.
Yeah.
Sure.
So now, obviously, that's just me ranting. So aside from that, because they overlooked all those things and he didn't go through all that, I understand that they're spoon feeding this guy because they took a chance. They took a chance on a guy who did not pave his own way and didn't earn.
Now, to be clear,
hang on,
he would kick my ass.
Sure. Oh yeah. Again, he's a great fighter, very strong, athletic man. Like he is boxing material. But just because you're boxing material doesn't mean you get to like, and you have like, a million followers, doesn't mean you get to like bypass.
So you're
the entire
saying though
system
that
people who have spent their
they're
lives
going easy on him in a way that can generate plenty of revenue
because they cannot lose. They can't be wrong. They can't be wrong that they let Jake Paul bypass this gigantic system that's been in there for years, and that there's men and women and children that are all affected by the career that these people have chosen and are dedicating their lives and like putting so much aside to dedicate their lives to being a boxer, and are literally like grinding away with like $30,000 a year trying to do this and like make it a career. And then just the TikTok kid walks in and headlines pay-per-view, and they're like, yeah, he's a great boxer, but like, why didn't I just needed 30,000 followers or like 30 million?
So what you're getting at is they're spoon feeding him so that, because if he loses, there goes that gravy train.
No, I think that if he loses, now the boxing administration looks bad, right? So because if you decided that like Jake Paul was good enough to bypass that entire system, he didn't need to go. Hang on, but he didn't need to go through that whole ringer. And then he gets up there, and then he does go for the fight, and then he loses. And then everyone would go, see, you're a fucking idiot. You're wrong.
Okay, well, he's won enough.
You can't just let people in, but I don't think everyone's convinced. And so now at this point, I think it is profitable that he wins, and that if he loses and he's not winning, he won't want to do it anymore.
And
so I think there's
those two things. If you keep going with that one, and again, this is all assuming that
it's all speculation. Speculation.
I don't actually know because, like I said, I don't follow this. So this is purely off of like what a bunch of other people are saying.
Yeah, speculation.
It's all hearsay.
Yeah,
but if they keep spoon feeding him and he keeps winning, and if he wins this fight with Mike Tyson, like then it becomes so blatantly obvious that they risk looking bad because they're rigging these fights, and it's obvious.
Yeah,
which is why I was about to say all of the greats. They've been knocked down once or twice.
I think Mike Tyson wins this fight.
I hope he does.
But I think as far as like, there's no way this is a real fight. I don't know. I can't like. I'm such a conspiracy theory.
No.
Like I'm not like. I'm just a little stitious. That's all. Like
I'm just sus.
It's a little sus, dude. I mean, like when you get these David and Goliath fights, like back in the day.
Well, what Wes was telling me was that apparently Jake Paul was saying like he can hit harder than Mike Tyson.
Yeah. What do you like? And like he's just trying to get a row. He's trying to get a row out of people. Like, right? Like, wouldn't you say the same thing? Like,
well, me and Wes talked about that. If he had because Mike Tyson is a legend, and he is owed respect in the boxing world, 100%. I don't even care if you're the most arrogant motherfucker in the world. Like, he is owed respect.
Yeah.
So if he had said, "I can hit harder than Mike Tyson," now clarifying, not Mike Tyson in his prime.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But he's like, "I can hit harder than Mike Tyson ever has." And that's like, are you fucking high?
Yeah.
I don't know how strong you think you are, but that man is built different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it's also like such an unfair thing to say, where it's like it's a hard thing to quantify even, Like you guys can line up in front of like the boxing the punching machine. Yeah.
Have you seen that fucking clip of the guy winding back and the chick walks right?
And then it just goes to the it might be
it was that Foo Fighter song, I think.
Foo Fighters.
I've seen the full clip though. He
Dude,
catches it and she's like, "Oh God!"
Yeah,
but
it's better left stopped. Yeah,
spatial awareness is key, people.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
situational
just
awareness.
Seeing a boxing machine and being like, walk that way? No. It's also funny when you see those boxing things just set up in like the middle of like an arcade.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, put it in the fucking corner. Yeah. Yeah, or like when they're like just sitting like outside on the boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
When they're like you don't even need to go in to like go play the game.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, and
I've seen
people
them
just
at
hit a
Wildwood.
corner.
I've seen them at Ocean City.
You just hit a corner and like, what the fuck? I'm having a fucking ice cream, and then now I just got knocked out. Fucking great boardwalk, thanks. Wildwood. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that
honestly, I think this is kind of a lose-lose for Jake Paul, no matter how it goes. If
Exactly.
he wins, it's twofold. It's one, like obviously this is scripted.
yeah,
At least that's what everyone's gonna be saying.
yeah,
And two, it's like, okay, you beat up on a 60-year-old man. Good job.
yeah.
And then if he
not
loses,
even a 60-year-old legend.
yeah,
Like you just like, what are you gonna squash his career because like you gotta let him go out on a high note.
yeah. Or if he loses, it's like, dude, you got your ass beat by Mike Tyson, far from his prime.
Yeah,
Like, sit down.
yeah, yeah. It's terrible, and I don't even know. Like to be honest, I didn't watch the other like Mike Tyson fight with I think it was Roy Jones, Jr. that he fought.
Yeah, I heard of that.
But same thing where I was like, I don't want to watch this for like two reasons. Like either outcome.
Who won?
Guess what?
What?
It was a draw.
Tie. That's right.
Yeah.
It was a draw.
So it's like, how? I mean, if you want to like play that mind, if it was going to be a conspiracy where this was a cash grab, and these are just like two guys out of their prime trying to have like reinvigorate themselves and like feel good again,
It's a draw.
get back. Yeah. Oh, good job. And then like I don't know. I'm speculating, but it's like, you guys both did good. It's
And
like
it does kind of suck because if that was
two
a
legends.
genuine draw, no one believes it.
exactly. How many draws? Can you look up how many draws there are in boxing? What are the fucking odds?
Is that something that you can look up?
Yeah. Statistics? You think statistics are not something that they keep a track
How
of in
many
boxing
draws have occurred in boxing?
compared to wins versus wins? Oh. Let's just do the drop down box. Has there ever been a tie in boxing?
Yeah, plenty. This outcome is one of the rarest judge decisions in professional boxing and MMA, apart from a unanimous draw where all three judges score. The fight is a tie.
So
Or a
it's-
split draw where one judge scores one fighter the winner, a second judge scores the other fighter a winner, and the third scores a fight a draw.
So pretty fucking rare. Now you could argue that like, oh, there's just such a good match, but what's the win lose for Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson? Does it match up to where like they were always 1-for-1 as far as wins and losses?
How many times did they fight?
I think at least they fought at least twice. Yeah. We're really diving in here. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, just do like fight counter or something. Like fight outcomes.
How many times have they fought? Hang on, let's just... This was in 2016.
Yeah.
Wait, 2006? Not 16.
Yeah, this is background. That's what I'm saying. Like, you went to... Yeah, I can't
I
believe you
just
wanted
wanna
to
see if
read
there's-
all this.
No, I'm trying to see if there was like
Is
anything.
Jake Paul in here already? The boy's got to stay out of Wikipedia. Jill.
Right there, yep.
Just do fight outcomes. Oh, okay. Do something different.
Man, I wish I could type today.
As you were typing that, it was like, how many times should I pee? Should I, or something like, how many times should I have peed today? Like, yeah. Fuck you, Google. You have the worst searches. We should YouTube this.
Yeah.
We started out talking about Google sucking. YouTube this fucking shit.
Look at that. Google is letting me down.
You just drop down and just change it. Oh, it gave you the suggestion.
Would you say fight results, fight outcomes?
Yeah, results is fine too.
Split draw. It's only showing that one recent one.
All right. Well, yeah, but see, yeah, I don't know. Either way, I think we're out of our depth on this. Either way,
yeah. Google sucks.
Yeah, Google fucking sucks. We'll someone else do the research, comment, talk some shit, do something.
Call us idiots. It's fine.
Yeah, dude. Bully me. I'll come. Yeah, but either way, I'm not gonna watch it, dude. I don't really.
I'm watching it.
I'm not, dude. I'm not in, because like, to me, that's the kind of shit that like I don't like. That's the shit I don't like. Sorry, but like,
I understand
because it's
why you don't like it.
These cash grab fights, like, even if it's Mike Tyson, who I cherish, close to my heart, love that guy. But this is such a clear like cash grab fight. Like, I don't believe that it's real. And like, even if it is real, and like there's no, pandering in the ring, I just can't believe it. Like, I can't believe that that's happening, and I just don't think that it's real.
I'm just watching it for the off chance that Mike Tyson just completely knocks out Jake Paul.
Fuck that. I ain't paying for that. Bro, imagine paying for the fight. Imagine paying to be there.
You have to pay for it?
Fuck yeah.
Netflix?
Oh, you think that it's going to be a free fight?
I don't know. I don't know how Netflix streaming works. I don't have Netflix anymore.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's only $12.99 per customer, and I would say it's not going to be free. I mean, Amazon's more than that.
Well, I'm going to watch it.
And you got to pay
house,
for.
though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, if you were
we're making an event.
If someone wanted to buy it for me and I could watch it, I guess I would watch it.
Come by Wes's house.
Maybe I will, but I just on a standpoint of me being like, hey, like where I'm at on it, like I'm out, dude. I don't like that Jake Paul just comes in and just like literally destroys the art of this like competitive sport. Like, if this is what he wants to do, then he should just go do it. He shouldn't just like use his power and influence and his followers to just kind of bully the system and just allow him to get pay-per-view fights. Like,
well, I think you got to also blame the organization for allowing it.
Of course. Yes, of course. But like, there's two parties here. Yeah, they're accepting it. That's fine. But like, also,
I'd say they're enabling it.
And enabling it, for sure. That's what you were getting to, is that he's being spoon-fed. But again, like, it's just something that, like, I feel like is starting to ruin the sport, And, like, Conor even is the same way. Where, like, Conor McGregor, like, was just gone for, like, 4 years. Wasn't fighting, and then was like, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to fight the biggest guy ever. And came back, fought Michael Chandler. Actually, no. Who did he fight when he came back? Dustin Poirier. Fought Dustin Poirier, I think. Fuck, I'm messing that up. He's had a few fights now. He fought Dustin, and he fought Cowboy Cerrone, and then he fought Michael Chandler. And I think he lost all of those except for... Did he knock out Chandler?
I don't know. I barely
I don't know,
watch
but either
fights.
way. But people were like, look, if I took... like, anyone in the UFC was like, if I took 4 years off, and if I was out of the USADA testing, I hadn't been tested, like drug tested, and then I just jumped back in, there's no way they would give me a pay-per-view. But they did it because people want to see it.
Well, I feel like
is that a good business? Is that a good business idea?
Once
yes,
you reach
but
a
is
certain
it not
level of status, like, if Mike Tyson wanted to come back and fight anyone, I don't think that they'd have an issue with it because he earned his status. Conor McGregor, as using your own words, climbed his way up the ranks.
I mean, they should kind of tell Mike Tyson no. Like, I'm sorry.
You gonna tell him no? Because I'm not.
I'm gonna send him an email. I'm gonna leave the country and send him a fucking email.
I think they're just too scared to tell Mike Tyson.
I think, yeah, I guess so.
Fair.
Well, they should have told Jake Paul no. They should have, like, mob style fucking told him, like, listen, no, don't let this man do this. Because, like, I mean, I feel like Mike Tyson was also doing really good. He had his podcast. He's got some businesses going on. He's making his own weed, and he's kind of doing his thing. Like, he's fine. Like, I think that, like, there's a piece of him that just wants, like, to be back in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a lot of people are going to go through that. And I think most people go through that.
Well, he already did that.
I mean, our primes aren't, like,
No, he already did that with the
Roy
Jones Jr. fight. If you saw that one interview, he was like, well, he was saying he was scared of that man.
Yeah.
Of who he used to be.
Yes. Yeah. Which is, like, to me, it's like, fucking stop, man. You were peaceful. You were just high all the time, just being peaceful, eating cheeseburgers, hanging out.
Hanging out with pet tigers.
Pet tigers.
Or was that just a hangover?
No, that was when he was a scary man. Which he talked about that on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was just, like, saying that, like no one else could go near the tiger. He was like, it only liked me, and if it was with me and someone else came up, he said, we had some incidents. That's all he would go with it. And was like, yo.
Okay.
Yeah, like, imagine that kind of power, though. Imagine how that must feel to be like, yeah, me and this tiger
I
are
am the
like,
Tiger King.
Dude, right? Like, but just being like that linked up and just being like, dude, this tiger would literally kill everyone here for me. And, like, thinking that, like this tiger that could kill me has a respect for me because he knows that I'm a bad motherfucker. That's got to blow your head up, dude. You can't think straight.
Yeah, a little bit.
You cannot think straight. You got a fucking tiger that's ready to roll for you? Like, bro, that's wild.
Do you know what we should bring back from, like, the 50s and 60s?
Pet tigers?
I was going to say pet cheetahs. They're a bit more manageable.
Oh, you think that stopped? Bro, Dubai.
Well, Dubai is, like...
Yeah, it's actually kind of like a inhumane problem over there. They got them all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, cheetahs don't make great pets. But out of
apparently they do.
Out of all the big cats, they would be the most...
Domesticated?
I'm using this term loosely. Suitable.
Domesticated.
No, they don't have that instinct where it's, like, nowhere near as strong where you can turn your back on it. Like, you turn your back on a jaguar, it, like, just immediately, it's like a switch. It's just in pounce mode.
Dude, do you know, like, jaguars are, like, pretty rare?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you use that as if, like, a lot of people have, like, turned their back on one. I don't know if anyone's ever been able to even turn their back on one.
No, they got them in captivity.
Bro, they're... I mean, I think they have... Actually, check that out. We should look that up. Leave this open because I would love to click on that video, actually. But how many jaguars are in captivity and where do they actually live? Because I think it's, like, somewhere, like, in Russia or, like, Thailand that jaguars exist. And I think it's very, very difficult for them to find them.
Well, there are 10,000 jaguars in the wild. There are about 100 jaguars in North American zoos that are accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. So that doesn't take into account the number that are in Tiger King-like zoos.
Mm. But it just says in the wild. Like, where do I guess, like, where do they live normally? Where are jaguars native?
What's their native habitat?
Yeah.
South America.
Oh, okay. Man, what a beautiful animal, dude. Look at that thing. Given its spots and stuff.
Yeah, it's the biggest cat in the Americas and the third largest in the world behind, I'm assuming, lions and tigers.
Yeah. What a beautiful animal, dude.
Yeah.
Animals are sick.
But I saw some documentary or some video about, like, jaguars and just, like, big cats in general, and they were working on, like, a wildlife refugee or something, and they were like, yeah, you know, the cheetahs are pretty chill. You know, they know that they're, like, kind of fragile in comparison to, like, other animals on the African savanna, so they don't try to start shit.
Yeah.
You know, if
Jaguars,
you like
different.
Flinch at one, it'll probably just run away.
Yeah.
And then they're like, the Jaguars, don't turn your back on one. If you're in the enclosure with the Jaguar, just make sure you're facing it, because if you turn your back on it, it will pounce.
Yeah. And that's it, dude. That's a fucking wrap.
Uh-huh.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
It might not have been
and we just got them
some
locked
sort
up.
of.
What do you feel?
wildlife
What's your
refugee.
opinion on zoos, dude? We just got them dudes.
Well, we've talked about
up.
zoocosis on the podcast before.
Yeah.
I think they do good work in preserving endangered species sometimes, but
just locking them up is like rough.
Yeah, I mean,
because so like zoos, I'm 50-50 on.
It's complicated. They're good. They're good for educational purposes and like giving people an appreciation for animals, but their lives kind of suck,
dude, for real. So like,
but without a zoo, like you probably have a lot less children who would go into like animal conservation when they grow up and all that.
Yeah,
so it's kind of.
I don't know, dude. Like, we went to
a lot of modern zoos do try to like make the enclosures as enriching as possible, but it's a lot smaller than their natural like, territory.
Not even a lot. It's immensely smaller. So we went to the.
I mean, that's just a synonym, but okay.
Okay, but I think that it proves my point that it's like that's a drastic underappreciation for like how tiny, like, I mean, because if you think about how much space those animals would actually need to roam, and given the fact that they maybe have like a football's throw between where they're allowed to go and where they're not allowed to go, generally speaking. I mean, like, I went to the Philadelphia Zoo relatively recently, but everywhere you go in there, like, all of the animals are just like sitting there. And they're just tired. They're just sleeping. And they're just, like, not motivated. They look so miserable.
Now,
so, like to me, I don't know. Like, here's my thing. I don't know how they look in the wild, but I've seen a lot of National Geographic, and they seem to be moving a lot. Well, they seem to be, but like there's like when you're that close and you're looking at them in the eye, like you're like, that thing's dead in there. It doesn't even look like it even wants to kill me. It's like there's like nothing going on behind the eyes.
I'm gonna go.
You know what? The only thing that doesn't really seem to give a fuck was the giraffes. The giraffes were
just might not be much going on up there.
The giraffes was the only thing where you walked up and they're just like roaming around, and they're like big necks, and they're just like walking around and just like. They're just roaming around like another day, no lions. Like, so, they're just chilling.
Couple factors into that. There's always the risk of I'm gonna butcher this word, I always do, but anthropomorphizing things.
Okay.
Where you're putting human emotion and intent onto something that does not have those things. So you say they look miserable because they're just lying around. But here's the thing: one, they probably would be much more happy out in the wild where they can indulge in their instincts to migrate and roam around and all that stuff. Absolutely. But when you're in the wild and you're basically, not literally, but like counting every fucking calorie so that you don't starve, you're either going to be eating or conserving energy.
Careful now.
What?
So, because like what you're starting to explain is that like maybe it would be better if like they lived in the zoo where everything was just given to them and they
No, I'm not saying that. That's why I started with that they're not nearly as enriched as they would be out in an environment.
Yeah.
But if we're just constantly feeding them, they don't feel the need to walk around and look for food. They don't feel the need to go out and hunt for food because they got it. So what's the default for an animal that doesn't have complex thinking? I mean, I'm not saying they have no thinking or emotion at all, but okay, I don't need to get food. Energy conservation mode, sleep. That's not 100% all of it, but I'm saying that might play a larger part in it than you might realize. Now, if we circle back to what I've said about people, where we've made lives too easy and now we're getting depressed, and if you go to like areas in the world where it's undeveloped and they're struggling, you would think like, oh, that's a torturous existence. You might starve or get a cold and die of dysentery, but they don't commit suicide.
Mm-hmm. They're happy.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of factors tying into this.
Yeah.
Are they more miserable than they would be out in the wild? Probably. Is some of that perceived misery, just them sleeping because they don't have to go hunt and walk around and look for food, also likely.
Are those both misery, though? Those are both misery. That was like explaining misery 2 times to me.
The point I'm trying to make
but
is that,
I know what
they
you're
don't
saying.
need to be as active, so they just aren't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like misery.
Could be.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. Like you just put a race car
But
in
I
the
think
garage.
you're anthropomorphizing again.
Probably, but I think that it's still more akin to like what you were just saying about like people in other countries that like are just like running through like
just surviving,
a shitty pair of flip flops and like just trying to survive, doing whatever they have to do to just get a little bit of food. Every single day is food. That's what animals do. It just like it's giving them purpose.
And
then
when we
they're
as humans don't do that, we get depressed.
Yeah, and we just lay around.
Yeah,
and,
so
yeah,
I do think that there's a lot
The
that goes
hunt
into it. I
is
think
the
it's not
purpose.
just as simple as they're in a cage so they're sad. I think there's multiple factors because they don't have the like.
but they are in a cage and they are sad.
They are at the end of the day, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. But we're saying the same thing. But like I know what you're saying.
I'm going into the
what you're saying is that, like,
minutia
there's
of it.
way more to it. That fact that like maybe they're not sad, they're just bored. You know. But it's like, but aren't they sad? Like I get it. I know what you're saying.
I mean,
but it's like they're both
and then
like, still
and then
pretty
they go.
pissed.
You get the ones that are actually like have higher levels of intelligence. Again, relatively speaking, and then they get zoochosis.
Yeah. Like why aren't there like some footballs so we could just like fucking throw for them?
I mean, you've not seen that one video where the lion cage has a tug of war or tug of rope?
Well, fucking easy.
Why
man.
can't I not remember?
Is there like a
Tug of war
point
rope.
where it stops?
Probably.
Okay, good. Because I would feel like I would need to have like a knot where like it can't just pull me all the way through.
Well, the rope goes through a hole in the cage about that big, so you're not going through that.
And also, but I would have to have a knot so you can keep pulling it. But yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Gives them
there was
something to
one
hang out and do.
lioness and like 8 big burly guys, and they cannot move this fucking rope.
Yeah, that is pretty sick. That helps. I think that helps.
And a lot of these zoos do have like balls and toys and shit in there.
Yeah.
But did you know that bees play with balls?
I did not know that.
Yeah, there was an experiment where they put bees in this like little container, and bees are over here. Over here is like sugar water, nectar, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And to get to it, they got to pass through this room that's got a bunch of little balls, and the bees will just go play with the balls for a while, and then go get the nectar. They're not being coached. There's nothing
Interesting.
over there for
They're
them.
just kind of amused.
Yeah, they're just
Or
rolling
maybe,
it around.
Are you sure that they're not like looking at the balls, being like, is there nectar here?
No, because they have been coached to go to the end of the room for nectar. So if I remember the
So they
experiment
know it's
correctly,
there.
if I remember the experiment correctly, it starts with them just putting them here, and on the other room is the nectar. And they just go over there and they get the nectar, and they keep doing that until the bees understand. Like, I go into this room, go to the end of the room, there's nectar. And then they put the balls in there, and the bees are like, what is this? And just start playing with the balls.
How do they play with them?
They'll like be on their sides, just like rolling the ball around with their legs.
All right, sick.
I'm just gonna find the video.
Dude, that's boys being boys right there. That's sick. Well, just going back to the zoo. You ever seen? Or yeah, let's see this first.
I want to find a shorter video. Yeah, a minute.
Yeah, dude, these guys are playing with these. That's sick, dude. I like bees.
Mm-hmm. Fuck wasps though.
Fuck wasps. Yeah, but like
Bees are tight.
Yellow jackets, they collect honey.
No, they don't. Yellow jackets are wasps.
It might be in the wasp family, but I'm pretty positive that they also collect. Maybe we're talking about 2 different species of wasp, because I'm telling you.
No, they look kind of like bees for the protection.
All right.
Wasp. Anything in the wasp family is an asshole.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. There it is. Then we just like bees. Fuck wasps.
Team B.
To that, I just took down a wasp nest on the house. Bald face again.
Oh, aren't those hornets? They're big, they buzz, and they sting.
Yeah. Fuck them. Have you ever seen the the people doing magic tricks for monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that is pull that up, bro. That is the funniest shit. Yeah, dude, just like they're like doing a magic trick and they're just like, yeah, like fucking, yeah, whatever, dude. Like fucking, I was just kind of doing. And then they like show them something. They're like, okay, cool, and they like disappears and they're like, oh my god, look at his side eye, dude. He's like, yeah, whatever. What the fuck are you doing, dude? His eyebrows. He's like trying to play it cool. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. He's like, oh, oh. Holy shit, dude! Keep playing them. I love this.
Orangutan. These things are smart. I want to see this guy's take on it. Unimpressed.
He goes, "What the fuck? It's up his sleeve, dude."
Yep. Does not care.
Does he not care because he gets the joke, or gets the trick, or does he not care?
I'm pretty sure they have object permanence, so they should know.
Because that other dude like totally knew what was going on. It seems less intelligent. The fact that other monkey was like was able to understand that it went from one place and then didn't see it was what's crazy to me. He's like, see, like that is crazy. He's like, yo, how did you do that?
I've seen dogs react to like magic tricks like that.
Oh yeah, dude. Like my favorite is like with dogs, and you're holding like you're standing there, and you hold the blanket, and then you jump over to the next room. They're like, oh. Yeah, Waylon's the best with being scared. So I'll throw the ball in the house, and then I'll like run in the closet. And then he'll come back in, and I'll be like, where the hell is he? And I'm like, boog, boog, boog. And then I'll scare him. And like sometimes I'll get like really creative, and I'll like go to like a new hiding spot, and then I'll be like, what the hell? Where is he? And then like he'll like look and look and look and look, and then I'll just jump out, and he like it just gets scared. He's like, oh Jesus, it's the best. Or like when we come home and like he was like still like in the kennel, and we would come home and like Holly would hide, and I would open up the door, and he would run out, and like he wouldn't even say like look at me. He was like, where is everybody? Yep, you're there. Okay, cool. And then he would like just try to find Holly and like just run around the house like trying to find her, and then just out of nowhere. It's so fun.
Oh, my parents' dog.
Yeah.
Has learned to climb the fence.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they let him out one morning, and a couple minutes go by, check up on him, can't find him. They're like, "Where did he go?"
Oh my god!
10 minutes later, they see him out front. I'm like, what are you doing
out front?
Yes.
Oh my god! It's like, hey guys, I got lost. I think this is our house.
They caught him climbing the tree growing through our fence.
But was he like at the stoop? Or was he like
neighbor's yard, just right next door,
just wandering around? He was just
exploring.
Lost. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so they tried to figure out what he did. Went out there. My dad went outside of the backyard and was like trying to call him.
Yeah.
And he climbs up the fucking tree.
Holy shit!
And he learned that because when they'd had him out on a walk before, he saw a squirrel go up a tree and just tried to go up after it. And then he gets home, he's like,
dude, I fucking had that.
I can climb.
I fucking had that, bro.
So first thing they did. I came home. I think it was for Mother's Day. I came home and like they've got flashing from like Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's this? He's like, oh, we got to dog-proof the frickin' tree. So they put the flashing around the tree so that you can't like scrap it because the tree is growing through the fence. Like it started as a little sapling, went through the fence. I'm like, we should leave this here. This fence will never break then. And now it's halfway in the tree.
Yeah.
And so he would like climb up that until he got to like the chicken wire. Top because it's just like a chain link fence.
Yeah.
And he gets up there and then climbs over. So they put the flashing on there so that he can't get a grip on it.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, fine, I'll just use the chain link. So after they do that, he gets out again, and they got to put like there's like metal like things you can put in the ground around like a garden, the little fence things. Zip tie that to the top, like right by the tree, right in the corner. Apparently that didn't work because I just saw another video my mom posted where the entire back end of that fence has those like little metal fence garden fence thing.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
zip tied to the top of the fence.
Yeah, so that he
And-
couldn't grab onto the chain.
Well, he can
links
get
to
up there.
up.
Yeah, he can get up there, but he can't grab onto that because they don't have the chain link. It's just like
Yeah.
a vertical wire.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me find that video because he's hanging off the fence like right below
That's
that.
so funny, dude. What a smart dog.
Too fucking smart.
Yeah. Now Waylon scares the shit out of me. He's always like he's got a good jump on him, and like when he's really excited. Oh yeah, I see the flashing. Holy shit, dude! He's all the way up there, just hanging. But holy shit, yeah. Now the fence is so high.
Yeah.
He's like, guys, this sucks. I can't go out and hang out with my friends. Like
Yeah, there's a dog like across the street that he keeps
Yeah,
going to.
he's like, I'm trying to go hang out with my friends, and clearly you guys have done something here. What's the big idea? That's so funny, dude. Dogs are the best.
Mm-hmm.
God, we don't deserve them.
No.
We literally don't.
Best invention man's ever made.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's a mess.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he's got like some poodle in him. He's too smart, and he's
Yeah.
got those lanky legs, so he can
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah.
Like he can jump.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Before
Like-
they put that that extension up, I'm like, if he really wanted to, he could just jump over this fence. I'm pretty sure this is just like a confidence thing. He doesn't
Yeah.
know that he can do it yet.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would say like no doubt that he could just literally jump and like just touch the fence and just jump off.
Yeah.
Just kind of push off the fence once he got up there.
See, I keep saying I want a husky.
No, you don't.
I do.
You're not ready.
Well, not right now. I need
Get a
to have
warm
house
up
first.
dog. No,
But you
but
need-
please get a warm up dog.
Nah, I'm gonna into the
bro.
fire.
No,
right
you
into the
have
fire.
no idea what you're doing.
No, I do. I do
that's
know what I'm
it's a
doing because I've
baby.
seen videos of
You
them
have a
jumping
baby.
over a 6-foot tall picket fence.
Oh yeah.
If they don't just dig right under it.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like deer can too, and like huskies are pretty big.
No, they're medium-sized dog.
Fuck you. No, they're not, bro.
Dude, they only get to like on the highest end, they get to like maybe 70 pounds.
100 pounds, dude.
No, you're thinking of an Alaskan Malamute.
Bro, Chloe is 78 pounds. She's tiny. Bro, you are
They're like 90% fluff, bro.
body weight. Just do body weight.
Female, 35 to 51 pounds. Male, 44 to 60.
What? All right. Well, then I have never seen a Siberian Husky then, because all of the Huskies that I've seen are
Were
like at my
Malamutes.
tits. Well, there's a lot of Malamutes running around. Dude, how is Chloe? I mean, just black lab German Shepherd. How is she so heavy? Because like she's not that big. She's
There.
dense. She's a dense girl. Yeah. But still, like Chloe looks more like the Husky, and she's in like 70-pound range.
Well, you just said she was dense.
Yeah.
And again, most of this is
It's all
fluff.
fluff, yeah.
You ever seen a wet husky? They're skinny.
Oh. Mm.
Kind of a rare sight. They hate baths, apparently.
Yeah, it's like 90% of dogs. You know what seems to be a popular thing is that pit bulls love the bath.
I have seen lots of videos. of that.
Dude, they just love it. They're just like getting pampered, and they're just like the best. Shout out to dogs.
I guess we've lost internet.
We lost internet.
But hey, we're no longer using the internet for our cameras, so.
Thank God. Yeah,
But,
I
I mean,
mean,
you can
it looks
kinda
like
see
we
right
still
there as
have.
well.
Looks like we still have internet technically, but as far as response goes, you're right. This has happened a few times.
Also, speaking of just like dogs, since we're on this topic and sizes, have you ever noticed how big wolves actually are?
Yeah, they're gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw a picture of a husky next to a wolf, and
yeah.
that's a holy shit moment.
Did you know that dire wolves? You ever heard of dire wolves?
Yes, they were even bigger.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that, like, especially with the Game of Thrones movie, that they were like a winter animal. They were actually only ever found in the desert. There's a big research group that's doing a lot of work in Texas and New Mexico, and they found a lot of direwolf bones, which is pretty crazy. And so, like, it just kind of shows that, like, technically speaking, like, dire wolves were actually warm animals. So, Interesting.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
Yeah, more you know.
They, I think they were endemic to North America, like
Yeah.
only. They
Yeah.
were an American dog.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, another random dog fact: none of the modern dog breeds we have here are native to this country, this continent. All the original
That's America,
like pre-contact,
baby. Come on.
I think they called them pre-contact dogs.
We
I saw
can
like
melting pot.
some documentary on like YouTube or Netflix or something. But all the pre-contact dog breeds have died out because there were dogs native to.
Oh,
North
I
and
see
South
what you're
America.
saying. That like we had like just
These are all
wild
European
dogs.
breeds,
brands.
European and Asian breeds.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we just like found the ones we really liked and just turned them into Frenchies. I love Frenchies. They are. I mean, they're clearly the most unhealthy thing we've ever done.
No, I think that goes to the pug or the English bulldog.
Well, they're either way, they're in that arena. But God, they're just so cute, and they seem to be so nice. Like the ones I've been are just fun and energetic. They're so much fun.
And
they bark a lot.
They
But as
don't
a
bark.
small
They
dog-
yell.
Yeah,
They make a.
Yeah.
My downstairs neighbor has one.
Damn.
And every now and again, like, thankfully it's not that bad. It doesn't
Yeah.
bark often, but you'll hear it barking sometimes, and other times you'll just hear it. And I'm like, what the is going on?
Yeah.
I think there's that one that's like been popular on like TikTok and Instagram that just
Kind of almost saying words.
just constantly. I think his name is like Bentley or something. Bentley, you can't be yelling right now. You're gonna get us in trouble.
Huskies too.
I know. That's why I want one. I want
Huskies.
something that'll backtalk me.
Yeah, you might get
Have
to
you-
a point where your dog might tell
There's
you to
another
go fuck
video, and
yourself.
I keep seeing it on. It keeps popping up for me on Instagram, but I swear to God, this husky has an Italian accent. Has an Italian owner.
Hey yo, I'm the green fucking dog from Mario. That fucking meme, dude.
That's a New York accent, Jersey accent. That's not Italian.
But it's a meme. Have you not seen that meme where people why does my door sound like Mario? And then open up
Hey
the-
yo, I'm the fucking green dude from Mario.
I don't know if you can pull that up. Fucking
I will after this.
yeah, nah, don't even worry about it. We're past it. Shit's funny though.
Oh my God. I thought I hit down on that, but I did not.
Still didn't.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so oh my God. Oh my God.
That's mimicking an Italian accent.
Yes. Which like just proves that like they're just learning from their humans. So like if you have a dog and you're speaking in like more of an English accent, it could almost come out like British.
I
And
mean,
then
I
if you
know
have,
that they've
like,
said
an
that
American style,
cows have regional dialects. Cows.
I've never heard a cow.
But it's not like a cow mimicking a human accent. Like their
dialect.
sounds are different. If like you have a cow from
Regionally.
like this part of Europe, it's gonna moo differently than cows from this part
yeah.
of Europe.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, you're right. That dog is clearly mimicking its owner.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is like just a sign of like an intelligence in the sense of like awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's so cool. And it's where like when people were saying like they don't understand you. I'm like, yeah, they do.
They understand enough.
Yeah, dude. Like when I'm like when I can literally like to Chloe and to Waylon, I can literally like I promise you I can talk to them. Like I can. There's certain things I can say where like they just get it,
Mm-hmm.
and I like where I'm just like I'm like hey, like what's going on? And they'll just be like, and they just kind of know, and like they just I don't know. There's like little things where they just get it.
Yeah, they're
Not like those like command words.
We've
you
had
know, it's
40,000 years to condition these dogs to communicate effectively
Yeah.
with us. There is going to be some transfer there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And, you know, there have been studies that show the smarter breeds of dogs, like German Shepherds and Border Collies especially, are like wicked smart.
Yeah.
But they can understand very basic grammatical principles.
Yeah.
You know, verbs, nouns, adjectives, things like that. There was that one Border Collie that a college professor from one of those Ivy League colleges, I forget which one, literally just like trained this dog to one, recognize like over 1,000 words, and two, to understand basic sentences and actions.
Yeah, that's why he takes a ball, like she's in front of him, and then he takes a ball, throws it over the fence, and it goes fetch, or just says like go get it, and she's like okay cool, like just bolts the other direction because she knows where the opening is on the fence, and like it takes her like almost like 30 seconds to like run that far away, go find the opening into the fence.
Are you talking about the same dog as me, or just?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the same dog.
Chaser.
Chaser.
Yep.
Same dog, and then like grows and grabs a ball and then sits there.
No, but what blew my mind though was when they introduced a new toy that she didn't know the name to. They had like a pile of toys behind the couch, and they started with telling her to like go get these toys that she knew the names to, like go get the ball,
which is still
the frisbee,
crazy.
Go get this, and it's behind the thing. And then they had the one. It was a stuffed like little plush of Charles Darwin, and they put it behind the couch in that pile. And they're like, okay, Chaser, go get Darwin. She doesn't know that word. She doesn't know that toy, but she goes back there and uses process of elimination to figure out which one is Darwin and comes back with it.
Yeah. Like I know the names of everything else. This one
has
must
to be
Darwin.
And to a person that's like, well, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
This is an animal.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, come off your high horse and just like see if we're seeing it, bitch. Like
see it for what it is. This is an animal who's doing like higher level reasoning.
Yeah.
That's why I like dogs.
Yeah. And like, I mean, compare that to like a child at like a pretty young age, like there's a certain point where like that would stop making sense if you like keep going down in grade for kids,
Yeah, about 3 years old or so, which is where they're saying that like dogs,
the recognition.
Well, average dogs' intelligence is like 2 to 3 year old.
Yeah,
2 to 3.
I think that's why we love dogs so much.
Yeah,
because like that's the best age for
they're
kids.
Toddlers for life.
Yeah,
they really are.
They're just always kind of pumped to see you.
Yep. If something's on the floor, you got to make sure they don't put it in their mouth.
Yeah, yeah. Generally, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a toddler to me.
Sounds like a toddler to me. Yeah. Oh God, I love dogs.
And then you've got crows and parrots.
Ooh,
that are
dude,
some scientists in certain aspects
wild.
are saying that they're like as smart as like a 7-year-old.
Pigeons too, dude.
Pigeons are not quite as smart as crows, but smarter than most people think.
Yeah. They at least have like because I mean back to Mike Tyson, big Mike Tyson pigeon guy, Kith, that old meme. Now Kith. Like pigeons. I guess like in the part of like where we were saying like differentiating a situation, I don't think pigeons can. Yeah, there it is. Now Kith. That's it. It's just holding two pigeons.
I like this version of the meme though. Oh man, none of them just say now.
Dude, did you see that? There's like this cringy video of this like
that
just. His little paws. Those are really smart dogs too. The Shiba Inus.
I feel like
they're also like very high temper.
They're
almost aggressive.
Like you've got border collies that are insanely smart, and they also have that drive to please, so they will listen to you. Then you've got dogs like Shibas and Huskies that
too smart for their
are
good.
Smart, but they don't have that intrinsic need to please. Mm-hmm. They're bred to be very, especially like any like Arctic sled dog breed. Yeah. They're bred to be very independent because their lives kind of depend on it. It's like, okay, I'm trusting you, the dog, to get us through the snow, through a blizzard, whatever, and make your own choices.
Don't die.
So they make their own choices.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want me to do something?
Yeah.
What's in it for me?
I guess that's where they're intelligent. When people say they're intelligent, that's where it comes from because it's almost like
they're independent.
Yeah, and like rationalizing decisions like properly.
And sometimes that doesn't work in your favor.
No. Yeah, I'm good on them boys. They're so cute.
Have you seen dog agility competitions where they're like running over the obstacle course?
No, but I fucking hate those.
Well, what I'm getting at is you've got like typically border collies dominate because they are a working dog. They're very agile if they're not, overbred or inbred. And again, they want to please. They want to do what you tell them to do.
Literally for me, like I'm fine with that, but just get it out of the competition. Stop competing.
They love it though, so I'm not going to hate on it. The dogs themselves love it.
They like doing it. They don't like competing. I mean, I feel like when you get to the
competition, they don't even know it's a competition.
It's like the 6-year-old.
What I'm getting at though is you've got Huskies, which are bred as snow dogs, also very athletic dogs. They say not to let them on leash because they can run for literal miles nonstop, and if they take off, good luck finding them. But if you ever see a Husky do one of those competitions, It's entirely on its terms. It will go as fast as it wants or does not want to.
Show me.
I am struggling with the mouse. Hang on.
Oh my God, precious, just so precious. Yeah. Like, see, what is this? Look at this fucking loser just running around. I have no appreciation for this. I'm sorry. Like, good for the dog being able to do this. Like, don't we all know that dogs can do this? Like, what are we saying? Are we saying dogs can't do this?
It's just a competition. I don't know why you're so heated up about it.
So
this isn't like the dog shows where it's unhealthy.
No. But it's still the same, bro. Imagine like what it looks like to make sure.
Do you feel this way about horse races?
Yes. So this is my point. So just how we were saying we can't talk to dogs, we cannot decide whether or not they actually want to do this or not. Now, obviously, like this is. On its face value, this is fun. If you were doing this in your backyard and like they just wanted to go out and do it and you could just kind of have fun and do it with your dog, then it's fine. But like the competitive aspect to it, where now human beings, which always do this, corrupt, and like now they're like now it's like, oh, this dog won't listen to me. And like you find yourself in this little trifecta of like using like physical discipline, little like traits and things. And if you think that thing's that's not going on, that's going on. You know, and it's the same way with like these 6-year-old cheerleaders where like they could tell you no, but they don't know how to tell you no. Like, or like the drag with like if they're doing like, you know, like the prom or not prom, what the fuck am I saying? But like the little like pageants. That's what it was. I was right in between. Dude,
yeah,
like
drag
they don't
show,
know how
prom,
to tell their
pageant.
mom no. They don't know how to tell their mom no, you know? And like these dogs don't know how to tell them that like maybe I do want to sit on the couch. Like, maybe I do want to chill. Like, maybe, like, I want to do this sometimes, and, like, I just don't really want to...
I'm certain there are definitely cases where something like that happens. I can almost guarantee 99% of these dogs want to do this.
99 seems high, but yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm sure it's like most of these dogs are having a great time.
Well,
That husky? Was that husky having a good time?
Well, it's not like they were forcing it. Yeah, well, they weren't disciplining it when it got off
Well,
track.
no, it wasn't like they're like beating the fuck out of the dog. I'm not saying that, but like, I'm not gonna do that in one of these things. But like some of these dogs, like to get to where they are. I mean, don't you think?
No, because these dogs are prized like.
Well, look, if you can prove it to me,
competitors.
Then fine. If you can prove it to me, then like then good on. For me, my heart is just way too big for dogs to like see them like competing like this, which I'm sure they're having fun. Which is like great. Let them have fun.
Let's circle back to
like,
your.
Let them all just like run this course all by themselves.
Let's circle
back. Why is there a human there to be like, oh no, go here? It's like, or are they having fun?
Well,
or are they
at
like,
the end of the day, this is a judged
not.
competition. If you let them freestyle, then you're not really going to have any way to judge the competition.
That's my point, dude. Like, listen, here's my thing. Clearly, like, if this is like you want to compare this to the NFL. Like, no one's mom's out there being like, oh, you're outside your area. Oh, right here. Like, you know what I mean? There's no coaching. And obviously, it's totally different. It's
a dog. You can't get the dog to memorize the course.
Then what are we doing? That's my point. That's all my point. We're not going to see eye to eye on this. But, like, my point is that, like, you can't ask the dog. You also, if the dog...
Is this a consent thing?
If the dog is going to do it, then, like, let it go do it. Like, go do it then. Oh, my dog does love doing this, and he will. He loves coming to do these things. Okay, cool. Let him go do it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go with him. And I was like, no. He loves this. Go let him do it. Tell him to go, and he'll go do it. If he doesn't love doing it, he's not gonna do it, right? Or like someone has to run.
That doesn't work because these dogs are looking for cues. They will not know what to do when they get out there.
That's my point.
That's not the point.
Why are they?
They want to look for cues. They want to be told what to do.
As dogs do
in this competition.
And as dogs do, they look for recognition and stuff, and like learning and whatever, and like.
So again, let's circle back to what you're talking about with the zoos, where an animal that doesn't get to do what it was meant to do gets sad.
I mean, I don't know if dogs are meant to do competitions, but I mean, I guess like also dogs can be sad if they're not like just doing competitions or like running through obstacles.
While
or
the
like,
border collie was meant to bred originally to shepherd and herd sheep, it was meant to do so at the command and control of the shepherd.
Yeah. So buy a border collie and then go do that.
So no one should have a border collie unless they're herding sheep.
Correct.
Ever.
Yeah. Checks out.
Your dogs have border collie.
And was a rescue. So it would have died if I hadn't taken it. Like literally from a rescue.
Okay, so
I mean, so my point is like people
then
breed
we
dogs.
can only have the breeds of dogs that, you know, were bred to be companions and only companions. So no golden retrievers, no Labrador retrievers.
Oh, those are companions. They're the best companions.
They're retrievers. Are you hunting?
Well, I mean, if you look at a golden retriever, like I don't know, dude. I feel
This
like
is
they're
repurposing the border
collie
collie and other, usually sheepdog breeds. This is repurposing what they were bred to do. Instead of herding sheep, you're directing it around an obstacle course.
Yeah.
That is what it wants to do. It wants to listen to you and do things.
Are there like a sheep herding competitions?
Sure.
We should see that. I'd be down with that. Because I think, you know, at that point, then like now we're like literally we're in more of like a natural thing. That
Every
it would be
breed
doing.
of dog outside of like toy breeds was bred originally as a working dog.
Well, so my point is, I think that like most dogs that herd sheep do it on their own. They just know what to do.
I mean, to an extent, but they still look for direction from the farmer.
I don't know, maybe a little bit. Like right, like dogs always do.
But again, this is just repurposing that drive, that instinct, that thing they want to do. I
guess. I see what you're saying. I guess. But like just when you put it in this like little competition thing, I don't know. Just something about the competition thing just doesn't really.
You're worried about like
it just
them being forced to do shit.
I just
possibly being disciplined poorly, and while that might happen to an extent,
it's the ick.
To an extent, typically when it comes to training dogs, a lot of research shows that they respond best to positive reinforcement, not negative and disciplinary action. Yeah. So if you are at a high level competition and you want the most for your dog, what works best? Positive reinforcement. It's kind of a self-correcting issue there. If you try to discipline your dog negatively, it's not going to do as well. Same thing with keeping it in, healthy and well cared for. Also, these dogs are fucking expensive.
See?
That's why they usually don't get abused, because it's valuable. In this kind of stuff, I'm not talking about like traditional dog shows, because breed standards and all that shit has fucked dogs up. That is something else entirely, and that is a problem.
Yeah.
These agility competitions, like a lot of these can be
I'm not
mixes
saying that,
and
like,
mutts. They're not held to that same standard that has ruined a lot of breeds of dogs. Of all the things that people do with dogs, this is probably one of the most wholesome. Outside of just, being a companion animal.
Yeah. Okay. Not with it. That's all. Not here for it. It's impressive, though.
There was another thing I saw. I think it's called like flyball or something. But it's just like a relay race for dogs. There's a ball at the end, and they run. And they hit this platform, and it shoots the ball out, and they grab it and run back, and then the next dog does it, and the first one to have all three win.
What's the whole idea behind the competition? Like, what happens when you win a competition?
I don't know. You get a medal or a ribbon and maybe some
I'd
prize
like
money.
to know. Yeah, I'd like to know. Like, what's in it? Because, like, to me, like, I don't know. Like, just go do that with your dog. Like,
people do.
Competing. It's such an ick to, like, compete. Like, if that's what your dog's happy doing, go home and do it. How long did your dog just like ride shotgun with you the whole way here? I bet you they rode in a little crate. I don't know. The whole thing's a little ick.
I mean, kennels are typically the safest way to transport an animal, but
actually not. It's actually not. There's like obviously like harnesses and like restraint systems and stuff. So that's the safest way to kind of. I mean, imagine like just bouncing around in a box, in your trunk. I feel like it's not.
I wouldn't put the kennel in the trunk, but
I mean, what do you think? I don't know where you think that thing's gonna be, dude.
typically in the back of an SUV or in the
That's
back
a trunk,
seat.
dog. Let's look up like I don't know, like Prize or like what's the biggest show that they have? I'm gonna do my best not to shit on this as much as I can, but I just can't help to feel the ick with dog. I guess what's a dog agility shows? That's what this is.
Well, I mean, that's what that was.
What is the
There's that
prize
evidence.
money for the dog show? Dog agility competition, right there. Bam. 10 grand, not bad. Not a bad stud fee. I don't know. Like I don't know, dude.
I don't know. Out of all the animal-based
I'm somebody who,
competitions,
like,
I feel like that kind of that thing right there has like the least room for abuse.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know. But like the whole thing, I know, but like I'm not saying but like abuse doesn't mean that like you're beating the fuck out of dogs. Like it's not that. It's just like what I mean, yeah, is the dog having its best time being able to like just run around for like 10 seconds? Or is it just better off just like hanging out with you at home, like being able to do this at home? Like set this up at your house,
I'm
which
sure
I'm
they
sure
do
that
it
they
at
do.
home.
There's no other way to like to train for this. They have the exact same setup. So it's like cool, just do that. You had to come here and get your 10 grand. Like, I don't know, just the ick. The ick is so real, dude. I don't know.
I mean, I can kind of see what you're saying, but I think you're just putting too much emphasis on the why do you need to do it? Like,
Yeah.
why not?
Well, because honestly, I would say because like it's the exploitation. Like, would you do that with your kid?
They do that. It's called like children's sports.
The children's sports for 10 grand. So again, this is what I'm saying. Like,
If they took the money out of it, you'd be okay with it?
Yes, because I guarantee no one show up. No one's doing this for no reason, which is like fair, right? But like now you add the ick. That's why you can't pay kids in high school to play football. You can't do it, and that even still gets corrupt.
I mean, until they get to college, but the kids don't get it. The college gets the money.
Yeah.
Actually, all the schools get the money for selling tickets.
Yeah.
So
But again,
that's much better.
But that's also like that's the ick, you know. But again, like at least at that point, that is like a almost grown adult. There's like parental guidance, making decisions, conscious human being has a way of talking to you. Dogs have a very, generally speaking, have like a small realm of that. So like I don't know. I for me like I'm always just timid on like that side of dog stuff. I don't know.
No, I understand completely.
Yeah.
Because like you look at, especially like greyhound racing.
Yeah.
Those dogs, after they hit like 2 years old, they just dump them at shelters.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why a lot of greyhounds end up in shelters or former racers.
Damn. Yeah, dude. See, that's fucking
No,
crazy.
that's fucked.
And like that's why I'm also like, a huge piece of me is also like I'm against breeders, just in the sense that like there's so many dogs that need to be adopted and there's so many kill shelters.
Yeah, that's another like
every
that's
shelter
another complicated
is a kill shelter
topic.
Like they have to. There's only so much time that they can keep taking care of these dogs.
Yeah, but like when it comes to breeders versus like rescues,
You don't want to lose a breed.
Yeah, I'm of two minds because if I want a specific breed,
yeah, you want to be able to go buy that
That's
breed, and that's fine. But at the same time, like for me, like I can think of like 10 breeds that I would love to have one of those dogs. But like in my heart, and I had never had a dog before, and so like here's my opportunity where I'm like, look, well, and no one would fault me for like my first dog. I went out and like found my perfect breed and my perfect breeder, and I bought my dog, and like nothing wrong with that. But like there was just a piece of my heart being like, I just feel so guilty that like I'm
lucky for me,
choosing
tons of huskies end up in shelters
Well, yeah, I bet.
because they're a lot.
Yeah, there's too much work.
But
that's the point too, is where it's like
here's the other issue though is like I'll use myself as an example. I've looked at like when my parents were looking for another dog before they got Milo. We were looking through shelters. 90% of the dogs were pit mixes. I don't want one. I just don't.
Yeah.
Nothing against. I don't have no issue with pit bulls. I just don't want to own one.
Yeah.
In the same way that like I understand the Mazda Miata is a great all around car. Don't want to own one. I don't want to own a Labrador Retriever either. They're great dogs. Just not one that I want. I don't want a pit mix. 90% of the dogs in shelters are pit mixes.
I guarantee you that you would
Because of
fall in
backyard.
love with every single one.
Possibly.
Yeah. Because that's
But
what
I don't want
that's what I say. Like, because I've had people like say that to me before too, where they're like, "But I just don't like the dogs that are in the shelter." It's like, have you been to the shelter? Like, I haven't gone. It's like, you should go, because I guarantee you, like the people. I mean, you got to be crazy to be able to walk into a shelter. We had to be either crazy or like going through bankruptcy to like walk into a shelter and like not be able to throw down $100 and be like, okay, I'm taking this guy. Like, this guy's coming home with me. Like, he's the happy, and like, who's to say you can't have 2 dogs?
Well,
or
if I have
6.
one, he might get lonely, so I got to get a friend.
Yeah, and if I get him a friend, and like,
Well, I might as well go for the whole set.
Yeah, 6.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like that's. But that stops a lot of people from just going right in the door right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh well, I checked online and all they have are pit mixes, and I don't want one. I want a different kind of dog, like a different breed.
Yeah, that's why I say, fuck online. Just go in there. You just stroll right on in.
Well, I mean,
You just lock eyes.
there's still
That's
the
what I did with
whole-
Waylon. I couldn't believe it.
That's
Just
still the
walked
whole
right
like
in.
for my parents, they wanted a smaller dog because they don't have a lot of space and they're getting old. They don't want a big dog yanking on a leash. So we're looking online for what small dogs they have.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think it was like Brandywine SPCA or whatever. They need to fix some of their organizational stuff. There were some very large dogs under the small dog category.
Well, yeah, sure, but also it's like it's one of those things where like you show up, and if the dog is clearly way bigger than what you are expecting, then that's fine, and where like your heart has to stop there because you physically can't, right? So like just how like my heart would have to stop because I cannot handle a husky. Right, I'm telling you, like I can't handle. Like if there's a Belgian Malinois in there, I'd be like, cool, he's beautiful,
Very smart.
I
don't have the time for that.
handle the meat missile. Like I'm good, I can't handle that. Like I'm not good enough for that dog, and you have to walk away. So I'm not saying that you have to like walk in there and if you don't walk out with a dog, like then you're the worst human in the world and we should be on a list. It's like no, but I'm just saying that like if you're someone who's like I'm just not really like an adoption kind of person. It's like walk in.
No, it's not that I'm not an adoption kind of person.
I'm just saying like 2 people who aren't.
No, but what I'm getting
Walk
at is
in there.
like, again, if you're like me and you're just looking
You
for
get a little pit bull pup in your arms. You're like, this little motherfucker is going to be Jacob.
and Jacob's going to live with Keith, and I'll come visit every day. But it's just
I'll
like
take Jacob.
What I'm saying is like if you are like me and you don't want a specific breed and that's all they have in the shelter, then you might just not even walk in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
I
if
guess.
I'm on the SPCA website and I see a dog that's a husky or just generally like interesting in what I'm looking for, because I just kind of want a Spitz type breed. Which
Yeah.
are huskies, Shiba Inus, Samoyeds, things like that. They got the pointy ears, and they're usually fluffy and sassy. I want a Spitz type dog. If I'm looking at the shelter's website and see a Spitz type dog, I'm like, okay, I'm going in and checking that out now. But 90% of them are pit mixes of some kind, or just straight up pit bulls, and I'm just like,
Dude,
just
one
not
of those
interested.
dogs is going to whip you into shape.
Yeah, that's kind of also the point.
Yeah,
Like, okay,
that
I
dog
have-
is going to rule your life.
Because I am bad about doing something without a hard and fast like
yeah. I
this
mean,
needs to be done. Like
waking
a
up on
commitment.
time, training, bathroom, pee schedules,
Yeah.
food,
Yeah, so like if I get something that forces me to get up an hour earlier to go on a morning run, well, I see that as it's gonna kind of suck for me, but it's gonna get me in shape.
Yeah, but also like so even like Waylon has that because it's just a little bit of collie that he has, or a lot of it that he has in him, is that like he just has this very active mind. So like if we're not paying attention to him, he's barking at Chloe because she's like asleep. literally, because like she's just like that dog, and she's also 7, almost 8. So like for him, like he's just like, if no one's gonna pay attention to me, I'm gonna bark at Chloe until like something happens. Yeah. So like at any point during the day, I can just throw that ball for him. If I throw a ball for Chloe, she's just like,
cool.
Yeah, it did go over there, didn't it? Yeah, like she doesn't have that in her. And like she did when she was younger, but like he's all the time. And so like luckily it's, you know, at the beginning I think there was a lot of scratching. I think there was a lot of like him, you know, he was teething on stuff, which I don't, it's hard to like see the actual correlation, you know, but luckily for us, like, you know, because we are busy and we're all, like, you know, doing stuff, we can't always be like hanging out with him and doing stuff. Or like it's just the bark. It's just the bark, and we just call his name, and then like he comes to you, and you just pet him, and he's like, oh, cool. He just wants attention, you know. So like, I can imagine that being 10 times for a husky, where like the attention's not enough, and like the husky's like, no, I want this, and like you throw the ball, and they're like, that was fucking lame. I don't want that. I want something else, and like you're like, dude, I don't have anything else. Like I don't know what else you want. And then it's just and it's just like, what makes it stop? You know, and before you know it, you're just like, and like, you know, maybe like you master a husky, and like now you just play chess with your husky, you know, like this fucking genius of a dog. Or, you know, it's just
now, do you know how you fix that that yelling and the what do you want?
What?
You run. You make them run. You take them out and run.
Yeah, how much running can you do out of a day? Because I bet you that dog will outrun you 9 days out of the week.
Well, if I get it young enough, I'll be able to outrun it for a while, and hopefully as it grows, I'll be able to extend that.
Yeah, I don't think so, dude.
My cardio is going to be great.
Yeah, you're going to need like a moped. Just
yeah,
that would be sick. Actually, this is actually kind of dope. That would be so sick.
Actually, I've seen a couple times.
Just hitting the trail with something low.
Like, you know, just on a skateboard, just getting pulled along, which it kind of scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, honestly,
but
like,
I've also seen someone build
one of those like penny boards that has like the electric motor on it. So you can just keep up with it. You know,
no, you don't even need electric. You
I know, but
pull.
if you're being drug, you know, it might be like kind of tough. So I feel like it would just be kind of nice to just pace.
But no, the other thing I've seen is someone made like you know, they were bred to pull sleds through the snow. Someone just made like a wagon type thing with wheels, and they just ride on the back of that, and they let the thing pull them down the road.
Yeah. Or you showed me the one with the guy with on the bike. He has like 2 huskies.
Probably.
Yeah, he's on like a pedal bike, and he has like huskies like pulling him. He's like, whoa, 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 slow, slow.
That's not even a pedal bike. I don't think. I think he's just they're just pulling it.
I mean, I bet you it has pedals.
I mean, it might.
It probably has pedals. He's not doing much, I can imagine, but like it's probably a pedal bike.
But yeah, something like that.
But yeah, and he has them like pretty well trained where like they know. He's like when someone was on the trail,
yeah,
he would
had
be like
them pull over. And
I forget what he would say. Yeah, or like just like he would have them like slow down. They just knew to move to that side, and like that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, you know, something like that. If I wanted to be
something
lazy.
something light, something easy like that, that would be nice, bro. That's impossible to do. Clearly not impossible. You know, I'm joking, but like that's so hard to do. I'd love to see it though. I mean, if anyone can do it, it's you. I mean, let me be real. It's you. You can do it.
Maybe I'll start with a Shiba.
I don't know if that's any better. I don't know what the size being.
They're smaller. They don't need as much exercise, but they're
twice
I guess
you're right. You can outrun a Shiba.
But they're twice as sassy.
Yeah. They are so cute. They're all so cute.
Yeah.
Shibas just like had that perfect like fluff all the time. Like they just have like a perm.
Like I said,
they have a perm.
that's a characteristic of a Spitz type breed.
Yeah.
German Shepherds fall under that as well. But I want a Spitz type dog. I think we've just spent the past like hour talking about dogs.
Yeah, we might have done that. Solar Storm, and also drag boats.
Drag boats and solar storms. Those are definitely related.
Fucking sick, dude.
So yeah, that was how many days ago now? That was like last week. We had a solar storm, and you got Aurora Borealis as far down as Texas.
Yeah. What the hell happened with that?
So yeah, that was a large like solar storm that, was ejected off of the sun and made its way here, and that was it interacting with our magnetosphere. Typically, that's just at the...
I'm going to pee.
Okay.
Fuck. I've been trying. Peeing. Back from the pee break, bro.
Yeah.
Solar flare.
Yeah, we had a solar storm happening that resulted in some crazy northern lights, not so far north anymore.
Yeah. Like, in layman's terms, your best ability, can you explain that to me? Because, like, I don't quite understand what the northern lights are.
So that's just, is it radiation? I'm blanking on the term.
Google it if we need to. Phone a friend.
I mean, I would, but our internet's kind of shit in the bed right now. But basically, it's an interaction between the shit coming off of the sun, cosmic rays or something, radiation, and just like the sun's magnetic field flaring
again,
up.
Layman's terms,
Yeah, and flaring up and reaching all the way out to Earth, more so than it does. Like, radiation in the form of light comes off the sun all the time, as well as like a lot of other radiation. But we're protected by the Earth's magnetosphere, which is a magnetic field around Earth generated by the spinning of the molten metal core of the Earth. And at the poles, where the I don't know if you can see that picture, but how the magnetic field is generated around Earth. At the poles there is where you'll see the northern lights, where a lot of that interaction's happening. What happened the last week was there was a massive solar storm, possibly a solar flare. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I brought this picture up so you could see how big these fucking things are coming off the sun, and there's Earth in comparison. Now, that doesn't actually hit us itself, or would be dead, but the radiation and all that coming off of that does make its way to us.
Yeah, so that's like it's a side view picture that we're looking at.
Yeah, that's not a real picture, but that's like just to show you to scale, like how big Earth is versus this giant arch of plasma coming off of the sun.
Yeah. That's the shit coming off of the sun that you're talking about, that like we kind of can see in certain parts of like very clear skies and also dark.
So when that interacts,
the right point.
I don't remember the exact science behind it, but when that interacts with our magnetosphere, I think it like can ionize or energize particles and cause the northern lights.
Oh, okay.
And they usually happen
because like we're not seeing that, but this is just a product of whatever those like scientifically is happening with.
Yeah. So typically we only see that at the North and South Pole. Last week or however many days ago that was.
Yeah.
The sun had a massive solar storm, so there was a lot more of those charged particles and radiation coming off of the sun that made it to us. And it was interacting with our magnetosphere a lot more, and those lights were visible way further across the magnetosphere, all the way down as far as like Texas for us.
Yeah, I saw a lot of pictures.
So, yeah, that happened. And apparently it's still going. Before I open up images here, like 22 hours ago, they were saying like the sun's still going through like solar storms in a period of heightened activity. I didn't read the article, but... So, who knows? Over the next couple of days, there might be more. But it's been fucking cloudy and rainy here, so we've seen literally none of it.
Yeah. What do you think it would take for, like, with good conditions, what would it take for us to be able to see it? Because, like, usually you have to go, like, pretty far
You'd
up.
be able to see it, like, if it was clear skies, no clouds, you should be able to see it with your bare eyes.
Like, even where we live?
Yeah.
No way.
We would have seen it that day, but I heard about it the day after it happened, of course, and even if I had heard about it, it was cloudy that night.
Fuck.
So it probably doesn't look as good as those pictures. I saw one meme where someone was like, what my phone sees, what I see, and it was just like a faint glow in the sky, but you'd see it.
Yeah.
You'd still be able to see something.
Yeah, if you're like in the middle of like Iowa or something where it's like
if you're away from the light pollution,
no light pollution,
you'd see a lot more, but
it's so sick, dude.
Yeah. So, hopefully it clears up, and if we get hit with another one. But the other issue with that is it can wreak havoc on, like, the satellites we have in orbit.
Mm-hmm.
So, SpaceX was live, like, tweeting updates on their Starlink formation. They're like, the satellites, Starlink satellites are under immense pressure, but they're still holding, so we're good. And then, like, after it subsided, that last big flare-up, it was like, okay, the entire constellation survived. We didn't lose any of them.
Nice.
But, like... big enough storm can screw with the electronics. It's basically an EMP.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it could. You could see like GPS satellites messing up, so your GPS doesn't work right. If you have satellite internet, your internet goes out.
How much remote maintenance is there for all those satellites? Is it a lot, or is it something they had to like?
I mean,
go
there
get
might
'em?
be like programming things that you can solve.
Yeah, hang on. I'm an idiot. Like, do the Starlink satellites? they just launch them into space and then they're just kind of chilling.
They're in orbit. They
Yeah.
have motors, like little ion motors or engines on board that they spread them out into their final formation. But
How do they stay powered up?
solar panels.
Sick.
But like the other
They
thing
got
is,
fucking charged up, didn't they?
yeah, the farther out the satellites are, the weaker the Earth's magnetic sphere and the more at risk they are. So
Yeah.
we've got some geostationary satellites, and geostationary is where it's, well, you know how when something's orbiting the Earth, it's going around. The further out you go, the slower you need to orbit to stay in orbit. Earth's gravity gets weaker, blah blah blah. So you go far out enough, and you're matching the Earth's rotation. If you could see that satellite, it would just be up in the same
Stuck,
spot in the
kinda,
sky. So that's a
yeah.
geostationary, but you have to be
Gotcha.
a lot farther out than the low Earth orbit satellites like Starlink and the International Space Station and all that.
Yeah.
So those ones out there, I haven't heard of anything going wrong with them, but they would have gotten hit harder.
Yeah. Okay.
But all these satellites, if something goes wrong, well, hopefully you can still at least communicate with it and tell it to deorbit, or if it's in geostationary orbit, tell it to go out to what's called a graveyard orbit, where they go further out and they're just out of the way.
Yeah. Like in space,
Because
they're okay.
to answer your question, as far as maintenance, there is none.
Oh, okay.
Your maintenance is replace the thing.
Gotcha. Huh. Very interesting.
So yeah, we might
Yeah.
have more of that, maybe.
Cool. Very cool. Well, if anyone's seen it, fucking let us know, dude. Send some pics. Because we didn't see nothing.
But
Well, transitioning.
yeah, to shift gears entirely. Speaking
Literally shifting fucking gears,
Or,
dude.
you know,
Ioniq 5.
metaphorically shifting gears with this
Yeah.
car. So
So
you
sick,
sent
dude.
me that video
Yeah.
of the Ioniq 5N going around the Nürburgring.
Yep.
And it's making car noises, engine noises, and fucking hauling ass.
Yeah.
Driving around like BMWs.
Yeah,
and
the engine
Porsches.
noises was cool, but yeah, just how fast it was going. And like you could see it like coming around turns, like not only like going around quickly, but then like as it's leaving the turn, just like kicking out.
Yeah, the
And-
car that they were chasing.
Yeah.
The other Ioniq 5 they were chasing.
Yeah.
He's like hucking the thing in the turns and it's rotating.
Yeah.
So out of out of all the electric cars out on the market, I do like the Ioniq.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't buy one just because as of right now, I can't use Tesla's supercharging network. That's like the biggest thing for electric cars is the charging infrastructure. If you want to go on a road trip, you kind of need a Tesla.
I wonder why they haven't done that.
I don't know if they joined, but a bunch of other manufacturers have signed on to use Teslas.
Yeah, we talked about
thing.
that before.
They might
But
be
I wonder,
one of them.
I
don't
wonder
know.
why they haven't though.
Well, now it's just a matter of like gearing up to actually implement it. And I think there's something to do with on Tesla's end as well.
Oh, so like right now, if you have a Ford, you can't charge with a Tesla.
You can't charge on a Tesla supercharger, but you will be able to in the near future.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, that'll open up the market even more, I think.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
but
I think it's
just
rolling
kind
out
of this,
next
this
year.
like little pack. Like, hey, moving forward after this time, like
Yeah,
we're all gonna
they've
switch
signed
to
agreements.
these. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, GM,
Well, dude,
Ford,
Hyundai totally
Honda.
should. Like, unless like they're coming out with like their own. But like, dude, that's so
Well,
dumb.
how long did it take Tesla to get their network up?
I know.
But anyway.
yeah. Sorry.
So,
tangent.
but yeah, the biggest thing, the biggest takeaways was it was hauling ass around the Nürburgring.
dude, big time.
It looked like it handled well, like
Fucking
really good.
great, dude.
And it didn't have to draw power. It didn't pull power. It wasn't overheating the motors. It wasn't overheating the brakes. The guy said there was like no brake fade. And on an electric car, they're fucking heavy. Like that's big.
Yeah.
That is big.
Yeah.
But I actually found that whole video on YouTube and watched the whole thing. And,
Nice.
It's got multiple modes, and one of them is like basically full-on gas car emulator.
Yeah.
So it has, I think it mimics an 8-speed DSG, But it's not just like making like you know how Nissan has CVTs and they've got the paddle shifters and it will fake gears, but if you floor it, it still does CVT shit.
Yeah.
No, Hyundai's engineers were like, you want a gas car? We'll give you a fucking gas car with all of the problems and all the flaws that come with it. So like in that video, or in a different video I watched, because after that I went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But you know, the one guy put it in like sport shift mode thing and went right up into 6th gear and floored it. Mind you, this car doesn't have gears; it has direct drive. So in an electric car, you know, it doesn't matter what speed you're going, you floor it, you just take off like a bat out of hell. He put this thing into 6th gear and it bogged. It went and didn't fucking go anywhere.
Yeah.
And he dropped down a couple gears, went right up to the rev limiter, and it's bouncing off the rev limiter, not accelerating.
Yes.
And you know, it will cut power. Like it's cutting torque. All this does is make it slower, but it's so faithfully.
But it makes me happy.
It so faithfully like replicates the experience of driving like a gas car.
Yeah.
You know, you can put it in neutral and rev bomb it, and it'll just bounce off the rev limiter.
Neutral drop.
I don't know if you can do that.
Let's go.
Because I'm pretty sure it's just sound and the motor's not turning at all.
But I'm just saying, like, you could just be like in neutral
and then hit the gear, and I mean, it won't be the same as a neutral drop because it'll just accelerate.
Saying that like the engines aren't winding up.
No,
while you're doing that,
it's just sitting there playing the sound and bouncing it off the rev limiter while you're not going anywhere.
Okay, that sucks.
But
yeah, so it would just like you would just like hit it and it would just
and it'll just take off as fast as an electric car, which is fast as fuck anyway.
Dude, wild! It's so wild.
But yeah, they fucking nailed it. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
They nailed the Ioniq 5N.
Dude. And you know, this is the hot hatchback, right? Like this is like
it's a fucking crossover technically.
Is it? Okay, because like it's hard to tell from the pictures because like
photographs
cars are getting big.
Yeah, it photographs well, but like you can see it's taller than a regular hatchback. It's
okay. I hope that they.
I mean, there's a regular Ioniq, and I always thought like when I first saw the Ioniq,
it looks like a small SUV.
When I first saw the Ioniq, I'm like, what the hell is that thing? Because it didn't look anything like a Hyundai.
Yeah,
and that's actually kind of Hyundai. Hyundai's running with that nowadays.
Well, the N series is.
Well, no, that right there's a regular Ioniq.
Oh,
that's just what they look like.
Oh, okay.
But no, Hyundai.
Yeah, that body line that they have going through the doors back to the trunk. You're right. That's sick, dude.
But Hyundai recently in like some press release, I didn't read it myself, but they were like, we don't have a design heritage to draw from, so we can do what we want. And that's why the Hyundai Ioniq 5 does not look like it came from the same brand as the Ioniq 6, which is also getting an N variant.
Yeah, dude, and I just love the N series too. So I remember you kind of talked to me about the history of that. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. Why is it called N?
Yeah.
So the guy heading up the N division used to head up BMW's M division and decided he wanted to go one letter further.
Yeah.
It's petty and I love it.
I guess because like Hyundai, I mean, I guess like the N isn't like a stretch.
Well, they said N stood for something, but
I'm sure. Yeah, but like to me, like it's not far off. Like it has like on the N Hyundai. And you know, I don't know. It works.
BMW M.
Yeah, exactly.
M stands for motorsport.
It's in there. It's not like it's like the A version, and they're like, well, Hyundai. It's like Hyundai. You know, it's a Hyundai, and they're like an A version of it. Like the N works, and it's so close to M that like it's almost it's definitely a slight. It's like it's a jab.
They're chucking a couple grenades over the fence.
yeah, and they are successful. I'm in. If I could, I would.
And I love that Hyundai decided to do no compromises.
Oh, we forgot about the N70.
I mean, we've talked about the N74 Vision.
N74. Where is it at today? I mean,
that was
months ago.
The last I heard was that Hyundai was potentially going to do a limited run, so it'd be expensive as hell, but we could theoretically see them on the road. I have not heard any updates since then. But, God, I would love for that thing to be on the road.
Yeah. That would be an air-conditioned, climate-controlled space. Buy one, never touch it. Buy another one.
Yeah. Buy one,
play with
never touch it. Buy another one, 2J swap it.
What was the what's that thing? It was the Bop it. Damn it, I'm messing it up.
Bop it. Twist it. LS swap it.
Yeah, that's it. I couldn't remember like the
there was more
shit.
to it, but yeah.
Twist it. That's what it was. Bop it.
Pull it.
Pull it. LS swap it.
But yeah, Hyundai's doing some neat stuff with their N division, and they're making genuinely interesting electric cars. But again, I love that they were
I want it to be like a hot hatch.
Yeah. Actually, Rivian's coming out with something that might be up your alley. But I love that when they did the whole like gas engine recreation thing, they went no compromise. They're like, this is gonna make it worse, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna fully commit.
We're gonna
to
fucking nail it.
Like they fully committed to it.
We're gonna nail how shitty it is to have a car.
All the flaws that come with it being a gas car, you're gonna have them in your electric car because this is what you people want.
Yeah, it is. What
and
we
they're
want.
right. I do want
like
that.
ease our pain into this.
But yeah.
Also, I saw like 2 commercials in a row for Lexus, and the hybrids, which just reminded me that we talked about that for a little bit too. Is it like Toyota, Lexus, their big thing is that like they're not even touching this. They're like literally like there's no way that this is going to be a competitive space for this many EVs, and all the new EVs can have their fun. All the companies who want to switch to EV can have their fun. But like I think that they can see the writing on the wall where they're like, we're not gonna like waste a bunch of money on doing electric vehicles, knowing that like we're never gonna be completely electric. I think we're gonna have what we have right now as like a mix. We're always gonna have gasoline solely.
Yeah, but I hate hybrids.
We're always gonna have hybrids, and we're always gonna have electric. What's your thing on hybrids?
You're taking 2 very different power sources that generate power in very different ways and trying to make them play nice.
Has that become an issue ever?
From my experience working on them, it's just so much more complicated. I would rather you focus on making the car lightweight and efficient if you want to go for gas mileage, because you're going to have a gasoline engine. The perfect example of this, and you can always do more with a hybrid probably, but you get all the downsides of an electric car. You get the extra weight. You get the battery that's eventually going to die. But like you look at the
electric cars too, though, right? Both of those things.
Yeah, but with an electric car, you don't have to worry about gas anything, and while you have the car, you have much less maintenance. It's a trade-off.
Yeah, but the trade-off is that you can also just use it as a gasoline car.
Yeah, what I'm saying with hybrids is you're getting the worst of both worlds. You have the maintenance costs of a gasoline vehicle and the dying battery and extra weight and bulk of an electric.
Yeah. So like both electric and gasoline have problems.
Yes.
So let's just put them together. Now we have both problems.
Yeah, you get
now
the
we
benefits
have double
of
problems.
You get benefits, but you get
I didn't think of it that way.
You get the problems from both.
Yeah.
But you look at the Honda CRZ. Do you remember the CRZ?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a mild hybrid, which kind of makes this not the greatest example. Instead of like a full dedicated hybrid system like the Toyota Prius.
Yeah.
Where the two are like basically not completely coupled together. So what you got was a not that efficient hybrid, and it was slow and it was heavy. If Honda had just taken the engine like out of the Civic and put it in a lightweight body, taken all the heavy electric batteries and bullshit out of that car, they probably would have gotten about the same gas mileage and had a way funner car with better dynamics because it weighs less.
I see. Yeah, because that was kind of almost a sporty car. It kind of was.
They said it wasn't, but it was totally the spiritual successor to the CRX.
Yeah.
Which was a lightweight, fun, sporty hot hatch.
Yeah.
The CRZ could have been that. Instead, it was a wet noodle.
Yeah. Wet noodle's good. Yeah, it's true.
But this thing, if this fucking picture would load.
Oh, what's this thing? Yeah.
It's the size. It's about the size of the. It's about the size of the Ioniq 5, so it's not small, but it's not an SUV. And this is the Rivian R3. And I love the shape. I love how it looks.
Yeah, I do too. Very simple styling.
I saw a picture where someone actually compared it to a VW Golf, like Golf All-Road, which was like their off-road version.
Yeah.
And it looks real similar.
Damn. I'm sorry that my Wi-Fi is really boning us. It's working now. It's kind of...
Yeah, it's...
But yes, I see...
Oh, there it is. this picture. God.
Oh, what is that thing?
It's like a VW Golf, like
a rabbit?
Safari, or I don't know what they called it.
It looks like a rabbit.
There we go. But do you see the similarities?
Yes. I can see the inspiration. Maybe not.
You know, that was actually like one of the first pictures I saw of the R3.
Again, like this is also like one of those things where like perception is like really lost because that thing's got to be way bigger.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, that's also a early '90s Golf. Like no car is that small anymore.
I know. That was kind of my point too. Is like you can never really like from pictures you can't tell how big things are.
Yeah. So this is
they're trying to not make them look big, but they're all big.
Yeah. But this is the closest
you're
going to get to
that
a
same
hatch right
tax
now.
that we were talking about with Kevin's podcast. Like right, like there's like what was the reason the cars are so big?
Oh, because well, that doesn't apply as much to electric cars. But you go to a bigger class.
But people
of
now
vehicle,
just want big cars,
Yeah.
is what we've established from that.
Yeah, but you go to a bigger class of vehicles, and the fuel economy standards are less.
So the bigger it is, the less the economy has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost easier for them to make big cars than small cars.
Just make them small.
But there's one with a person, so you can kind of see it's
Yeah.
bigger, but it's about the size of the Ioniq.
Yeah, there's two things that are like, speaking of small cars, that I really want before like they're all gone. I want a DC2 Integra, preferably white, like Type R-esque, beautiful, like stock ride height on coils. Like I just want it to look like a brand new car. And I want an Outback, but I want it to have like STI motor.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about small cars, I
think
would
it'd be
love a CRX, like a nice, clean CRX.
Yeah. Yeah, CRX is dope, but I don't know. If I had to pick over like a CRX or a Del Sol, where are you at?
CRX. I hated
Really?
the Del Sol because they were called the Civic CRX for a while, and when I was looking for CRXs, Del Sols came up and it annoyed me, and that put a bad taste in my mouth.
Well,
no fault of the car.
Yeah, I just feel like the Del Sol has that like that spirit to it, where like.
Well, do you remember what Buckley
CRX
about why he didn't just keep
Oh,
the
they
basic
flex.
stands?
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying you're going to
spirit.
race it. If you want to race it, then you definitely want a car that doesn't have a removable top. Yeah, then definitely. And you can always fix that with a roll cage. Tube it out, make it a race car. But I don't know. To me,
see there, it still does it. I look up CRX, the fucking Del Sol comes up.
Yeah. CRX convertible.
I've always loved CRXs.
I know.
And then in Forza,
They are sick, man.
And then in Forza, my C-Class CRX is like my best C-Class car. It hits way above its weight. It just solidified my love for the car even more.
Yeah, but it's just something about a Del Sol that just has such a quirk to it.
If I had a Del Sol, what I would have to do...
It's not fair to pick between the two. I shouldn't have done
What
that.
I would absolutely have to do if I had a Del Sol was, one, put a Civic front end on it. Your Civic Coupe, that front end.
Yeah.
Because I like that front end better.
Yeah.
And
I've
two,
seen that. Yeah.
This right here, that screams to me mid-engine. It just screams it at me that this thing should be mid-engine. So I'd have to put an engine back there.
Nah.
And then make that a frunk. Then I'd rock a Del Sol.
Nah, she's all-wheel drive with a transaxle. Dog box. Let's go.
But yeah, I love CRX.
Oh, that's silver. That's a good rolling shot. Oh, of course, Motor Trend. I was gonna say, I bet that was what was that? Street Tuner magazine.
Yeah.
Can you just pull just for nostalgia? Can you pull up Street Tuner magazine? Oh my god. Oh, duels. That's interesting.
I had duels on my Integra.
Oh, I do remember that. That was wild.
Yep.
They weren't perfect.
Courtesy
you
of the
got rid
previous
of it,
owner.
didn't you?
No. What I noticed was, so normally it comes out on the passenger side.
Yeah.
And then they put a 90 and a T and had one come out the driver's side as well. But all the smoke on like cold days was coming out the driver's side. And I'm like, well, that's not right. Yeah, they cut a hole and just shoved the pipe in there. It was blocking the other pipe. So I actually took it apart, chopped that little end off and put it back together.
Yeah.
So that then I had exhaust flowing out of both.
Yeah. I did forget about the duels. Damn, I forgot about that.
I had twice pipes.
You said it's so Italian. I had twice pipes.
But
yeah, pull up Street Tuner. Yeah, because, and I was just bringing this up to you too, that we're like, I think magazines are dead. And I think it would be so cool to bring back magazines. Like,
give it about 10 years and it'll be like a niche retro thing.
Oh,
like,
import tuner.
Import
is,
tuner
is what's coming.
It was like
up.
Super Street and Import Tuner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Street.
That's what I was saying.
We mixed both of them.
Yeah, I did mix them. Oh shit. Yeah.
How did I forget Import
Super
Tuner? That was
Street.
like my email address for the longest time. Import Tuner. Something,
That's right.
Something at gmail.com.
Which is a dead
Yahoo.
email now.
I don't know.
No one emailed
I
him?
haven't checked it. I think my Facebook's still hooked up to one of them. So all my
Yeah.
Facebook emails go
Import
to that.
tuner is good, but
Super Street.
oh, S14 Tomei powered.
And they always had chicks on the front.
Yeah. They did not skip.
I think I remember seeing this in stores.
Yeah.
2004.
I definitely do.
This one in particular.
Yeah. Is it the car, right?
Yeah, definitely the car.
You're referencing the car.
Yep, the probably an RX-7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the Super Street.
Whatever.
Cuz like that was the one that was like the shit. Like Import Tuner was always good. That's a thin magazine. The Super Street was like that thick magazine. Like you knew you were
this
getting
is
some
an
shit.
old
Oh,
one.
that's an old one. Dude, an Integra, the old
A
DC
DA
one or
DA
DB,
Integra.
right?
DA.
DA? Okay. DB was a 4-door, right?
DB8, I think, yeah.
DB8, yeah.
I still remember my Honda chassis
I know, I'm
codes.
trying. I
RD1.
got lost there for a second. Yeah,
RD1.
CRV.
Mm-hmm. You had an EJ1.
Dude, we need Furman on here.
Yeah, you
Furman,
had an
if you're listening to
EJ1.
this, you made it this far.
What everyone
fucking
called the
get on here.
EK was actually an EM1 if you had the
Yes.
Civic Si. If it was a coupe, it was an EK8.
No, I think the hatch.
Well, the hatch,
EK9.
that's the
was
Type
hatch.
R hatch
Yeah.
specifically, the
Okay.
EK9.
Yeah.
Just like the Integra GSR was the DC2 and the LS was the DC4.
Yes. Yep.
I still remember my Honda chassis codes.
Yeah, chassis codes, baby. Dude, don't you want to get another Honda?
I've thought about it.
Like, it's such a good daily. It'd be such a cool car to have. Garage
Dude, I've been
kept, though.
seeing
Are they
the-
still getting stolen?
Yeah, kind of.
I bet they are, dude.
Bro, I saw a pop-up headlight. I think it's like a second-gen
look at that.
Prelude for
Sam's?
sale
Yeah.
on Facebook Marketplace. It's like clean. I think it was like $4,000.
Preludes never did it for me.
I understand.
Never did it.
But the old pop-up headlights, because now my tastes have shifted, and I love pop-up up and down headlights. I love quirky 80s cars now, and those 80s Preludes have been speaking to me lately.
Especially those 80s ones. They don't do nothing for me.
I do nothing for you.
Nothing, dude.
What year was it? Like
The 80s Honda does nothing for me.
It's an untapped
The Civic,
market.
the Civic's kind of sick.
It was one of these, but it had like little flares, and it's just, I don't know. I saw it and I was like, damn, I kind of really dig that.
Doesn't do nothing for me. The Legend, all those like
dude, the
Acura Legend, it doesn't like.
Legendary.
I can-
5-cylinder.
Look, all respect. I'm not saying that it's shit. It just doesn't do nothing for me.
They are harder to own just because they don't have an H or a B or a D series.
4-wheel steer Prelude.
Yeah, they have.
Yes. Oh, you know what I have kind of had like this like weird thing where if I just like if I had money to just fucking blow, I want a Dodge Stealth or a 3000 GT.
The
Which
Stealth would be
also-
cheaper.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, but dude, they both look sick, and like those were cars where like they were playing with 4-wheel steer.
I also kinda
they
like
had
these
all-wheel
guys.
drive, like V6 transverse engines.
Now,
and like,
the issue though is finding parts and keeping them running because all the vacuum lines, and they were
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Tons.
it would be a project. It would be like just this like fun thing of trying to get it back on the road.
I saw one of these a long time ago.
But I wouldn't
just,
want
like,
one
on
that
the
had
road, but
4-wheel
man.
steer, to be honest. Like, I just like the fact that like
I also remember
That's when
those
cars
3000
were-
GTs and those Stealths. If you got the V6 like non-turbo, they were dogs.
oh yeah, it's got to be turbo.
I remember one of our buddies had one.
would do just like the 3000 or 300 ZX.
The
Like,
non-turbos.
Non-turbo, piece of shit. Twin turbo, fast as fuck. What the hell? Like what the like?
I
It was
think it has something to
literally
do with the
like,
two turbos.
no, yes, obviously, but like generally speaking, like you have a V6 engine, it shouldn't be slow, but it's almost like they made it V6 twin turbo, and then they were like, well, this is going to be too expensive for the market, and they were like, cool, pull the turbos off, just retard,
And they forgot to
retard the timing
they forgot
a little
to tune
bit.
it.
Yeah, and then just send it out the door. Like, it's just crazy to think these two little tiny turbos have like everything to do
I
with
remember one of our friends had a 3000 GT non-turbo.
Yeah.
And I raced him in my 98 automatic CRV with the low compression engine.
Yeah.
And he barely edged me out.
Exactly.
I'm like, that should not have been that close. I should have been smoked.
Yeah, like there has to be like maybe someone's figured it out and I just don't know, but like bro, there has to be like some untapped potential behind this V6 or it's just the shittiest V6 that's ever been made, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like
well, I think a lot of it is also when they were pulling all this stuff out and like making it, we were still in the midst of like figuring out how to make power with all the new emissions regulations.
yeah, I guess that's true.
And
That's what I'm saying.
Turbos really help.
But don't you think that, like, with that being said, that there must be something behind it? But it might just be like the worst flowing heads and like the worst.
Yeah, and
fucking
when you have a
bottom
turbo
end.
on it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just pushed past all that shittiness. You just keep adding fuel.
I like these Preludes.
Well, now you're getting old.
Yeah, this is like a 78. That's an 82.
82, but still a couple years.
I like
makes a big change.
See, Honda
And
in
like,
this
you
in
talk
this
about
time
this
period.
all the time on how like half years come into play and how like literally something that's a 98 can look totally different from something that's a 95. Like the innovation was crazy.
But Honda
It's
of
almost
this
a bad thing.
of this era was doing this thing where the headlights were a little bit bigger and it would dip back down for the grill.
Yeah, that.
And I like that.
Yeah, dude, it has
The
that
Civics
Skyline.
had that. The Preludes had that.
Skyline.
The Accords
72
had that.
Skyline.
I'm talking about Honda here. Everyone
I know,
knows
but
the
I'm just
72
saying
Skyline.
72 Skyline. But yes, I definitely have seen that same grill.
But this should be rear-wheel drive, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But it's not.
Yeah, I bet there's a bunch of people who bought them and then like figured
LS
that
swap it.
out. No, I mean, I'm talking like back in the day,
LS swap it.
and they were like, "Damn," or they were gonna buy them. They were like, "What?
Ooh, that looks mean.
Oh yeah, click that link. H22 swapped. Go back.
I will, but oh my god,
That looks
the
good.
fender flares and the
See,
bill.
those don't do it for me because like, I think those fender flares only deserve to be on the God's car.
The Supra
No, Datsun
240.
240. That's it.
Well, the Celica Supra came with them from the factory. Is it allowed to have
Celica
it?
Supra is allowed to do whatever it wants. It's up there. That's also up there.
Mark II
Echelons.
Supras. That's
Yeah.
my second favorite Supra.
Yeah.
Mark IV. Usually, I'm a hipster when it comes to cars.
Too. It does look really good. I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
Yeah,
Do whatever you
usually,
want.
like
you guys do whatever
usually,
you want.
usually I'm a hipster with cars. Like, you like the Miata because everyone likes the Miata. I don't like the Miata. Usually, I'm like that guy.
Bro, it's
like,
the
I'm a
finger door
hipster.
handle. Come on.
But the two cars that I will go with the crowd, no questions asked: Mark IV Supra, FDRX7.
Yeah.
I will go against the crowd with the Skyline and say, I don't want an R34 or an R32. I want the R33. I'm weird like that.
Dude. But to not appreciate it. Okay.
I'm not saying I don't like them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like them.
But you just find yourself there.
I gravitate to the R33.
Yeah.
But
damn, dude. Even a 4-door R34 for me. I'm just like,
it's got to be.
like,
if I wanted an R34, it would have to be a GTR because the non-G. Well, no, I think the GTS.
I wouldn't care.
Front bumpers look good, but no, the base model front bumpers are fucking gross on the R34.
Bro, you don't know. You're forgetting who you're talking to.
What, are you gonna swap it?
Fuck yeah. Origin
That's
Labo. Come on.
That's like putting a fucking M badge on your 328.
Dude, not if it's a GS. Dude, I'm like a non-turbo. Fuck, I'm taking a non-turbo 4-door. Like, fucking leave me alone. Do whatever I want to this fucking thing. Nah, I'd swap it. RB28.
2J. Be sacrilegious.
Yeah.
And you know the 2J holds power better anyway.
Cement my seat in hell. They're just etching my name on the back of a seat. Nah, dude, no way.
Yeah, I'm also twisting that. I'd put a K20 in an RX-7 just because rotaries have so many problems. But I was also...
you'd eliminate a lot of problems.
Yeah.
It'd be really sweet.
If I wanted no torque and high revving, Honda's got you covered.
Boom. Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, man, how cool would it be to have a 13B in my Fiero?
No, we're not ready for that.
I'm not ready for that, but that was one of the things on
We
my
could
mind.
vlog the kit, though. Like, we could vlog the whole swap. Keep it on the back burner.
Yeah. We'll keep
Dude,
that
keep scroll through these pictures. I want to see the rest of this Prelude, dude. This guy went hard. This is recent. 21.
It's H-swapped.
Yeah, you're right. This thing's hitting. Oh, this thing's hitting different. Is that just a crazy tubular manifold, or is there a turbo in the bottom of that? I don't see an air filter.
Hang on, let's go to the front. I can't tell if there's an intercooler in there.
Yeah, she's too tucked. If there's an intercooler, it's fucking starving. Nah.
We gotta
just cold air. It's just a tubular manifold.
Yeah, they give us no fucking details on the build. They just some really nice pictures. But
yeah,
speaking
great
of
article.
Speaking of crazy exhaust manifolds, you remember my manual CRV?
Yes.
I sold that to Wes.
Yeah.
Tell me why he found an unequal length header for that thing.
Oh, you told me, and it sounds like a Subaru.
Yeah, now it sounds like a Subaru.
Yeah. So he's like just putting around in that thing.
Well,
like it's been years.
It's been down for a little bit. It just stopped wanting to run, and he just kind of
leak.
No, something else. But he just kind of pushed it to the side because he's just been busy. But a couple of weeks ago, we finally found some time to go look at it and diagnose it. Yeah, the 3 out of the 4 fuel injectors just shit the bed at the same time.
Well, if anything, it's consistent.
Yeah,
that's Honda.
Yep. We got it running, and it sounded like a fucking Briggs & Stratton lawnmower. Just bop, 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 bop,
yeah,
bop,
but
bop.
imagine, right? Because like you're sitting there, like there's no way all 4 injectors. Have
we're like
failed.
checking
like,
spark.
Check something else.
We're checking spark. Like, okay, they've all got fucking spark. Checking compression. It's like 160 or 150 across the board. That's good.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Well, air, fuel, spark, fuel.
Yeah.
And he had another CRV just on his lot that needed a distributor, so it was already down.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's just take the fuel rail off. And it's an old B series Honda, so it's 2 bolts and the thing's out. So we just grab it, come over, put it all together, and it fires right up.
Yeah.
And we're like, no fucking way.
No fucking way.
He's like, it's been sitting for months.
That's a beautiful thing about these cars, though. Just that simple process of elimination, and like you're like, okay, well, swapping the injectors.
Yeah, I'm not sitting here going, okay,
10 minutes.
Is the cam phaser fucked? Am I out of time, even though my timing marks line up because cam phaser broke?
Yeah, and tell me that like all the new engines are better than this.
Maybe on emissions.
Fuck them.
Just make a better catalytic converter,
dude. Make another world. Get a new ozone.
Yeah. Have we figured out how to? Actually, that's funny. One of the emissions gases is ozone that they try to control because on the ground level down here, it becomes smog. Just pump it up to the sky where it needs to
be. Yeah. See? We should put you on the board. Everyone, if you made it this far in the podcast, petition Adrian for the board of emissions and smog.
The EPA.
Or the EPA.
Yeah, put me on the EPA.
Yeah. We need an ace in the hole.
We're gonna make race cars great again.
Yes. One bill at a time. Records for law.
But yeah, these old cars are great to work on.
Yeah, the fucking best. When do we buy a drift car? Should we start plotting this? Because I feel like Tyler's going to be hitting me up like before I know it.
This is a 5-year plan, bro. I'm not in a position to buy another car right now.
Yes, you are. What are you in the position to buy? A house?
I'm not even in a position to buy that.
So what are you in the position to buy?
I'm in the position to finish my Buick and then stop spending money. You want to finance my drift car?
No, I don't want to.
I'll pay you back eventually.
I know, but
no, we're doing this.
We better be doing this. I want to do it a lot faster.
It's not going to be this year. Bro, I have a Fiero that's still in pieces.
I know. You just get rid of it all. Fund a car.
I'm trying to put it back together so I get more money for it.
Okay, I'll help you.
You'll help me?
I will help you.
All right, because this upcoming weekend we might be working on it.
Let's go. Oh wait, no, we got ECB.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah, and Pod. ECB and Pod. The next weekend.
I gotta talk to Wes about.
I'm with you. The next weekend I'm there. I'm extra help. I'll sweep up. I don't care. Whatever I gotta do. However I can help.
Well, we gotta put the clutch on the engine.
Dude, fuck yeah, I'm in that. I can do that.
Drop the subframe and trans out of the car because it's back in the car.
Fuck yeah.
Put the engine on the trans and subframe. Put the wiring harness on there and figure out all the fucked up wiring.
That's you. I'm out.
Double check that all my vacuum
I can put the trans back in.
And then we got to put the subframe back in the car with the transmission.
Yeah.
And then I've got a bunch of other parts, but at this point, I just want to get the car
See, like
running.
90% of that, I'm there. You
Okay.
just do the wiring. I'll help
That's
you.
the part I'm dreading.
Yeah, I'll help you. Dude, I feel like you've sunken your teeth into so much, and I do want to help you.
Yeah,
I
and that's
truly
why I
wanna
can't
help
do
you.
a drift car right now.
Yeah, but like that's the thing too. Like I just felt the drift car community, like it's just so good. You know, we just help each other.
Also, where are we putting these things together?
Right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
So my drift car's going to be parked in the yard right next to yours?
Yeah. I've been telling you for a long time. If you were ever in a pinch, you had to just park something in my yard. Just park it in my yard. You know, I know you were kind of dealing with like a little bit of chess and like you know, what's like a duck goose kind of where you're putting your cars and stuff because you have so much. You have so much going on, and like too many of them.
I keep forgetting I own a Geo.
Yeah. Yeah. How's that one? Squeaky pedal.
Well, hopefully Fluff has put the wheel bearings in it because it's been sitting at his work, and the wheel bearings at his work, waiting for him to put the wheel bearing in. But we'll see if he remembered to do that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Anyway.
I wanted you to clean house, and I want you to spend.
I know I need to downsize the fleet. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Buckley will hopefully sometime this year be
Yeah.
taking the BMW off my hands.
But I feel like dumping some money into that Buick and getting it to the point where like
interior.
you can coast again. Because like for a long
Yeah.
time you coasted with it because you were like, look, there's tons of things to do on this thing. I'm coasting.
I can drive it, and I'm going to enjoy that.
Now you're bottlenecking, and now it's like that, like the velocity of getting
Look, I'm waiting
things
to hear back
done
on the
has
guy.
to keep up.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back on the guy, from the guy who's going to do the interior. And then
Yeah.
after that, it's exhaust. I've got a bunch of other miscellaneous parts that I've already
Yeah,
bought
man, you just
that
need
need
white
to go on
walls.
the car.
Please.
No, I would love to.
I know you said it was more expensive than doing the wheels you already
Well,
have.
one of my buddies was like, "Well, here's this cheaper brand,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Fuck, cool." Next purchase.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah, 'cause I need some
Rick and
white
Morty.
walls. And while I have it off, I might paint the wheels black because they're looking a little rough. The steely behind the hubcap.
Yeah.
they're looking a little rough.
Just clean it up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Little rattle can.
yeah. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be black.
Wire brush it.
Do you think I'm going that far?
Oh,
I'm gonna hose it off, make sure there's nothing stuck to it, and spray it.
Damn.
Dude, you're only gonna see like a half-inch lip
No,
around the
I
rim.
know, but I mean, you just don't want the peel. You know.
If it peels, I'll just touch it up.
You're right. We're so prepared for this.
Yep.
You're so ready for a drift car. This is gonna be so much fun.
I'm
This
gonna
is
get
gonna
one
be
of these
fun.
preludes.
This is gonna be a crazy year, dude. I think that ECB is also gonna like change you.
I don't think it will, because I already love it.
I know.
I
but
just-
but I love it too, and like I
I'm
did it.
trying to not go and
But
do
I just-
more irresponsible stuff. I'm trying to clean house first, get everything
I am
in
too.
order.
I am too. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And then-
I am too. I got a clean house. You know me. You know what I got going on. I got some time ahead of me. But I'm thinking like, I'll hunker down. I got a year, and I can go back to service.
Look,
I can start spending money again in a year.
When I'm on Facebook Marketplace, I'm not just looking at old boats now. I'm looking at things and I'm like, can that slide?
Yeah.
Can that
I'm just
slide?
gonna.
Can I slide this? Is there parts that I can buy off of this thing or
what would
that
be-
fit on this
You know,
so
what
I
would
can
be
slide it?
fun, dude. We can't do this for our first cars. But I was gonna say like you buy me a car and I'll buy you a car, and then we have to go slide it.
Oh man, that'd be fun. That would be
Like
fun.
we just show up like you. Oh, dude, like a future thing. Like if this ever like
Takes off.
dude, we ever had like just some spare cash. Like we just take like 3 months to like buy and just like get it ready, like track safe to just do like a regular event. Like nothing like no cage, but just like good to go.
Harness bar,
Yeah.
seats, and
Like that's it. And then just make sure it's like coils.
weld the diff.
Yeah, weld the diff, and then just be like, okay, here you go. And then it's just, dude, that would be so sick.
That would be.
Yeah. Just surprise each other with stuff. I show up and there's just an RV.
How am I
There's just an
supposed to slide
F450,
this?
An F450 RV.
Oh, you're way overestimating our budget.
No, like a 1997 our Ford F250.
I found this Ford Pinto.
Yeah, that would be sick. Yeah, that's more like the reality pace. Yeah, like a
got
Ford
you a
Pinto, or Pinto, a Gremlin.
So I found this AMC Eagle. I pulled the front drive shaft.
Yeah, you should be fine. Tack welded it all the axle seals shut. Yeah, that would be sick,
Mm-hmm.
dude. Well, we have a small plan.
If you want to make this happen, we're going to need you to like and subscribe.
Yeah, so if you made it to this far and you are interested
God,
in
I hate
seeing
myself
Adrian,
for saying that.
No, but we have to. I mean, because to be honest, dude, like, and I've seen this a lot. We're just like slowly, just by nature, just kind of tracking stuff. Like, just like a simple couple likes does something to the algorithm, where it just starts to like push that video or the reel into the right direction. Mm-hmm. So like just liking, subscribing goes a long way. If you made it this far,
hit that notification bell.
And now you're finally hearing us say it, dude. I mean, fuck that notification bell. I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up on Instagram. I'll be your notification bell. Just subscribe. Just like if you like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. So fuck it. But if you made it this far, you probably like it. So like it. Also, merch, maybe. Soon. We're working on vendors, so keep that in the back of your mind. But I promise you, if we do release it,
how do you feel about this on a shirt?
It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. That's what we got pumping right now. So it's gonna be fun. So appreciate it. Wolves. Yeah, be that the preview. That's the preview. So, all right, man. Well, this is fun. Thanks everybody for listening, Adrian.
Yep.
Till next time, bro.
See you next time.
Sweet.